Hey everyone, welcome back in. Hope everyone can hear me. I've been messing with the stream setup. Okay, let's go ahead and play some Marlin. I don't think there's much change between this list and the last list. I think I've kind of reluctantly gone back to Codex of Bloodrot though. So we're gonna try that out. Actually, Crown of Providence, I guess, is like the only main card. I think I basically like subbed it out for like a red hamstring. But yeah, I'm kind of like not expecting a ton of Syndra, so we'll see if I need to bring that back. All right, let's see here. All right, we got a Verdance. Good practice. Let's go first. Oh, let me switch. The poster girl of our favorite. Hold on. Let me go. Yeah, real quick. The poster girl of our favorite POTC fire scene girl. What does that mean? Curious. I assume that's some reference to the hair, maybe. But yeah. I got a new haircut because it's my birthday coming up, so I figured I'd treat myself. Let me actually hold on. Where's the bird? Sorry, I don't want to be too slow for our opponent. Let's get the Murderous Rebels going. Lots of things to keep track of here. Telesharp. Okay. What is the starting play here? Could fire a Harpoon turn one. Don't hate that. Halfway tempted to just pass and see what they do though. Uh Pirates of the Caribbean scene where the Pearl and the Dutchman broadside. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Sorry, I'm not Pirates of the Caribbean Pirates of the Caribbean versed, I guess. It's been a while since I think I watched those movies. So I think actually the play here is to like, or no, sorry, not crack gold. We're gonna actually crack the cannon here. I think let's double crack cannon, and I think we're gonna pass on this. And if they do something, we can like seafloor salvage, like if they discard like a fruits or something. I kind of just don't want to like crack golds for like 8 overpower turn one. Hello. How do you commit to playing a hero and sticking with it? Um, it's actually kind of a good question. Like, I think the most important thing to like sticking with a hero is like making sure you actually like the hero, which I still really like this deck a lot. If you're not like having fun playing a hero, like what's the point, right? It's a card game. You're kind of like meant to have fun. Like the most important thing I think is having fun to like stick to a deck, and then if you want, like, you don't have to stick to a deck necessarily to like keep playing the game, right? You can like branch out, experiment with stuff. Like there's a lot to be said about like being a specialist in this game, but often it is kind of like beneficial to go like practice other decks and see how they play. So I don't know. I feel like I'm less of a specialist and more of like a person who likes to try a bunch of different decks. But there's some decks I just like don't find that interesting. Like a lot of more like red line decks or like strategies I'm not like super into. Um, okay, so what are we doing here? I feel like we're still just sending like 8 overpower going off Arsenal. Um, sorry, I gotta catch up on some comments here. With the rise of Arachne, do you think Fang is a better pick than Marlin? Usually I play Marlin, but she's just not good at competitive level right now, even for RTN season. So I think it's like, it depends. Like, the deck still has definitely like, the deck still has issues, right? Like, I think everyone knows what like Marlin's issues. It's functionally just like overpower is the issue, right? Um, but like, I still think she's like not terrible, especially in the current meta. At least from my perspective, she's like kind of still like low A, maybe high B tier or something like that. Fang's pretty good though. Like I'm trying to think. I don't really know what like Fang's spread is when compared to like Marlin, but I feel like Fang's actually probably not a terrible pick either. I'd say probably whatever you kind of think is like the better pick. Interestingly, I didn't. Okay, maybe opponent doesn't know how Go Fish works. But yeah, I feel like Fang at least has more proven results than Marlin, so maybe take that as a for what you will. I also think this deck is like significantly harder and requires more reps and stuff like that. All right, let me. There's also one comment I missed. Uh, Also, how do you deal with Verdance just throwing the whole arcane sync at you? Just race. Yeah, basically. So the issue with Verdance right now is just that I think I'm actually just gonna block with the Kraken here. The issue with Verdance right now is that like running Trench into her is like kind of cope. At least that's like what Taylor and Ben were kind of telling me a little bit earlier. So we ended up cutting Trench, so we're on functionally 0 AB. So it's like a little uh it basically like we have like no kind of recourse for if they just like turn one burn bear us, which is kind of rough, but like if they do it going second, it's like a lot less bad for us. And I think we're just sending Codex. I don't think there's really any decision point here. We're still sitting on a lot of gold. I bet Compendium will give us a golden quiver and a harpoon. Yeah, that's everyone's hope at least. But yeah, you kind of have to like race Verdance, and you also just like need to connect with harpoon. That's kind of like the biggest, like the biggest metric of success is like how many times are you connecting with harpoon, and then how many times are they like felling or burn bearing you or stuff like that. That's kind of like how I measure my success in this matchup, basically. Yeah, but happy New Year's, everyone. Hope you all had a good time. All right, Kraken hit. Let's go. All right, we take. It could have actually discarded the Everbloom. I guess they lost like one value there, but not the biggest deal. A harpoon that on attack you decide the color type of card it is. Just imagine, oh, like a rainbow harpoon. That'd be kind of sick. Ooh, Codex and a Codex. That's pretty sweet. So their arsenal here is Sink Below. I'm halfway tempted to not even block this, but we probably should just get rid of the King Shark in hand and send 13. We know they are going to have a react, so they can't like play out like an Everbloom or something from Arsenal and get back. I guess they don't even have anything really good to get back, do they? I think we're going to actually just take advantage and crack some gold next turn. We still have a lot of buffs left in our deck. I don't think we've seen like a single buff. I think we saw the catch of the day, actually. So we're minus one buff, which means we have 14 left in the deck. That should be probably enough. They truly should have called it Copium of Wraith. Watch it be like a Super Slam set again. That'd be so sad. That'd be very, very depressing. I have hopes though. I think it's actually going to turn out pretty good if they like if the marketing matches like what they've been saying about it. I think it should be pretty sweet. All right, we're looking for another blue here. Okay. We can figure this out, right? Crack one more gold. So I think we might have to end up pitching a gold to tip here. Okay, this works. I think we're not supposed to crack any further because I don't think it benefits us really. But setting 16 is not bad. We have two buffs in the deck. Two buffs at the bottom of the deck, and then we have played two buffs, so we have 11 buffs. No hook here. The previous loan not reprinted give me hope for Compendium. I think so too. Like I think, actually, which harpoon do we want here? We haven't seen any burn bears or light of the leaves, and like they don't really have. They do have decomposers for what it's worth, but they're only on two. I guess which is worse for us, sending like a burn bear versus sending attack. I think we're gonna go for the Kraken. I feel like the Kraken vibes are pretty strong if they haven't played a burn bear or light up the leaves. Yeah, I think Compendium should be a pretty good time. Oh, Philip's over there like staring out the window, buddy. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Them not seeing like an early burn bear is pretty good for us. God, I still really like this new like stream overlay I kind of threw together. Um, Like some of the preview comments and rares are nuts. What have we actually seen so far? I need to like actually remember. Oh, hold on, I might be breaking the overlay there. I'll look after this game. I'm actually kind of curious. I forget like we've seen a couple of the rares, right? It should also have Shelter and Arsenal here, right? I think the last card was Shelter. I guess we did maybe choose right with the Kraken though. Curious to see if they go for it. Okay, they will go for it. Oh, and a mental block. Okay, so they're covering a decent chunk of this. Still get over for 3 though, which is nice. Let's see what the last card is. Last card is a Cadaver Stalling Red, which you don't really care about. That'll be, I guess, a little bit annoying next turn, but... Alright, so let's do the Ponders first, when we discard the worst Ponder. Discard the yellow Dolphin. Interesting. This next hand might need a little bit of help. Yeah, I gotta go look at actually like what they've all spoiled so far. I can never like keep track of it during spoiler season. So part of me wants to actually just like crack 1 gold here and just see if we can find. Okay, take aim's actually fine. I think we're gonna hold on to the sleep dart and then just rip these 2. Unfortunately, there's not like a good way because of the 3 Oaks and Arsenal. Kind of like drew it missequenced. The Runeblade book looks good, and I'm curious on the new pirate chest. Okay, interesting. I know they also had that like chest, the pirate chest piece or whatever. I remember that one. I don't think that was like particularly interesting. Okay, we got a sleep dart, which is kind of sucks. We could dig a little deeper, but I guess it depends. I feel like cracking gold is not super beneficial here when we just have 10 we can send. Still that tilling we have to worry about, but like tilling's not the end of the world, especially with our armor still up. So I think we're just gonna like take a little off turn here. I feel like they're incentivized to want to play out the tilling though, right? So like if they're not disrupting us, keeping the 3 here is actually. I will say the Verdance lists that are running like the 9 D-React package in place of like the Rubin package is a little tough sometimes. If they're on like 6 reacts though, I think it gets a lot better for us. Alright, so Verdance is turned off, but again, that doesn't really matter too much. Let's actually Arsenal the Blood Rot here, because that can let us do some stupid things. But yeah, we'll take a look at the compendium cards after this. I need to like actually remember what they are. All right, so we have seen a CNC from them. I guess the question is, are we going to get another opportunity to block with armor? We take 8. We go to 25. So it should be pretty hard for them to burn bear us from that position. I guess we can give the gold beta hook here if we want to like hedge, but I think holding onto the sea lace actually makes a bit of sense. And this next hand is actually kind of nasty. Yeah, I think I like this. We still have like the backup of like blocking with tunic and sea lace if we need to on like a CNC. I kind of want to just make sure I'm not getting like too low before we get in like burn bear range. And they did take the 2 off the blood rod, so this is not a blue. So let's start with the trophy shot. This hand's like really, really good though. So we can actually blood rot in like a buff or something. Ooh. Okay, we might explode them here. We draw. We do this. Alright, Codex of Frailty is kind of awkward. Okay, I guess like the since we didn't draw another buff here, I'm probably just gonna go for like Codex into take game into King Shark. So we're still sending 17 or 19 here. And then we get to hold on Codex for next turn. That's pretty good still. Shark. And do we want to hook this? They still have like all their armor. seen 3D reacts. This almost actually feels like a safe hook. Super close. They do have like the bark skin though, which is makes it a little bit more complicated, I guess. I think I am gonna go for the hook here. Like 6 here, plus another 1, so it's 7 on board. Then they block 4, so they still need like double react here. I think. I think they could do like non-attack react plus like mental block would also do it. I feel like the chance of them like blocking this super well are low, and like we're not gonna get that many more hooks. All right, +1 gold is good. Right, they have channel, which is fine. Kind of just killing them at this point. Yeah, the pirate chest is interesting. I don't know if it's actually gonna be like a Marlynn thing. We'll see. It kind of seems like they made it into a Marlynn thing. Oh, they're just gonna go for. Okay, they're not gonna go for. Oh, because they can't keep the tree around. That makes sense. So yeah, we're dealing 8. Seems good. All right, sperm bear. Here. I assume we're. Oh, they want to pay for the blood rot. Okay, I guess that makes sense. They only have like a tree in arsenal now, so I guess they can like sink the tree into something. Isn't too bad. Cycle the riches. So I think we might end up. I think we're just gonna crack gold to find buffs still here. How many buffs do we actually have? Count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pitch 2, so 8, so 7 buffs left in deck. Plus we also have a bunch of like the random cantrips and stuff. So I think cracking gold here, like it makes sense to crack gold here. I think there's like an actual reason to. Alright, prement's great. Do we want to go for one more? I think it's like basically free too. If we find a blue, we can even cycle the port side here. Ooh, trophy shot. Trophy shot's so risky. It's like not actually that good, right? It's kind of still good. We have like 3 gold, we can like probably fix it. But we might have to like end up pitching like a red buff here. I think I'm gonna go for it. So like the awkward thing is like the break. Okay, I guess the yellow makes the breakpoints like really easy. But they're like if we draw like a blue there, it gets really awkward. I for one say go for it. Yeah. Trophy shot, putting in some work here. But yeah, yellow I think was actually like the perfect draw there. It's actually kind of one thing I was like thinking about when bringing the Codex of Blood Rot back in the deck over like Lace is like how good yellows are in the deck. Like yellows are actually like kind of cracked sometimes. And then yes hook because this is almost guaranteed to hit, especially with like a Millennium Tree in Arsenal. I'll say that's a big harpoon. It's a big one. But yeah, there's like a real world where we can actually get punished for sending or like doing the big game trophy shot, like depending on what we draw and like how we draw it. Right, so they sunk the tree, 4 cards in hand, blocking with the light up the leaves, so we're still coming in for 10 over. Right, have 1 sink. So you need another sink here to live. Or another just 04 or whatever. I think they might be dead based on the sink there. Oh, they're gonna go for Striders, I guess. Okay, interesting. Makes sense. Okay, Heartbeat to stay alive? That's kind of funny. Fair enough. Yeah, that's really good for us, though. Right, Felling of the Crown, no blues. Seems good to me. God, going first in this matchup is, like, so good. Let's Arsenal Bluefin. Let's crack a gold here. I think we're looking for, like, another blue so we can, like, Bluefin Codex. Could also just like YOLO a 3 oak after sending the blue pin. I think this makes sense. I'm not gonna 3 oak here just because I think that it's funnier to do it after. Like we can even send like a goldfin harpoon or something. Or yeah, goldfin. Not gonna get many more hooks left in the game, so I might as well do it here. It's kind of nasty though. But they are able to block the first one. They might not be able to block the second thing we send. Alright, looks like they weren't able to block the first one. Makes sense. Let's take a look at their deck. So yeah, a lot more Verdances have been on like the 9 Iriak thing, which is pretty good. We also didn't see our Ataya that game, I think. Let's actually take a look. So top deck was like Ataya. Where is our stack? Our stack was like here, right? We pitched I and I think no, it was maybe like here, right? Like Yellowfin plus catch of the day, and then we basically like got through our entire deck by like turn 7. Pretty good. All right, let's do like our little deck tech. So let me go back to. But yeah, deck tech time. Again, nothing like super crazy in terms of updates here. So Codex of Bloodrot, good card. I think having a yellow in the deck that also has like additional value on top of it is like really good. That's like the main like. Honestly, like Lace with Bloodrot and Codex of Bloodrot are like very similar cards. But like having this be yellow kind of like puts it over the top in my opinion. Like I sometimes have had like situations where I've like drawn into like Lace with Bloodrot like after cracking a gold, and it just like feels so bad because like if it's a yellow there, you can like almost always like send Harpoon or whatever. But yeah, sideboard's still roughly the same. I'm still actually gonna try out Crown of Province. So this is like only for gravy basically. Which I expect there to be like a decent amount at Rtns. So like the idea here is you don't run it into gravy going. You don't run into gravy if you're going second, but you do run into gravy going first because you can just like set up an arsenal. So this is basically like insurance to make it so that if you go first in the gravy, it's like a little bit better. But you don't run it going second, which is like the awkward part. I also thought about like putting balance in here. Which is interesting. The Abyssal is actually also for gravy, but we also just main deck it because it's funny. So yeah, this is also for gravy, just putting like 3 additional 3 blocks. So we're basically doing the fatigue plan to gravy. We'll see if we can actually get a gravy game. But yeah, that's kind of like the strat in the gravy is to just like kind of turtle up and then go for the endless stuff, which they might not expect. And then what else is there to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. I still like Honing Hood. We also cut Red Hamstring just because I think Cinder is going to be like a little bit less represented. But we'll see about that. This might turn honestly back into Red Endless or into Red Hamstring at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing super controversial or anything. I think the Murderous Rebels can also like turn into arrows or whatever. But I still like the Murderous Rebels just in like the gravy matchup as well, which is nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get another game. But if you have any questions, let me know in chat and I'll try. How good has Endless been? Into Gravy is really good. I'll see if I can actually hold on. We'll look for some meta heroes about that. We'll see if we can find the Gravy here. But yeah, I think the Endless strat is like pretty good in the Gravy. Let me adjust the chat. There we go. Yeah, but I feel like the endless thing like gives you a lot of agency into gravy that you like otherwise wouldn't have with like the swell DTA plan. That being said, like I think the existence of having like 2 plans is really good for the deck. All right, I'll always take more Verdance practice. Let's go first again. And then we cut our Murderous Rebels. All right, it's kind of rough like asking for meta heroes when you're not a meta hero. You know what I mean? It's kind of hilarious. But we'll do it for the practice at least. Marlynn, unfortunately, not a meta hero quite yet. I'm meta though. That's what's important. Oh, actually, I was gonna look at the hold on. I was gonna look at the Pentium cards. Let's actually take a look. Pentium upgrade. Hold on, we got a game. All right, playing against Silio. Let's go first. This is actually a matchup that's worth practicing. Let's bring in the Uto board. We definitely want the quiver though. All right, this looks good. Let's take a look at the compendium cards. So we got sheaths are interesting. Elemental strike. This is the one I was thinking of. The trench of watery depths. It feels like it's supposed to be a Marlyn card, at least like based on the fit, right? But like, I don't really fully see it. All right, so we can cycle the golden tipple instead of red fin harpoon. Seems pretty good. Marlyn will be meta in Avengers Doomsday. True, true, true. Is that what Disney's been saying? Ooh, 3-oak. Yeah. We're definitely gonna rip the 3-oak here. If this was no, I think we still like always 3-oak here. We could actually, so we're not gonna load this. Option 2 is to actually crack gold here, which I don't think is crazy actually. So if we crack gold, then we don't have to 3-oak, right? Marlin expansion slot is just Art of War, but a Pirate Ranger card. Not gonna happen unless, yeah, maybe. I think we're cracking gold here just to see if we. So buff is good, and also blue is good because it means we don't have to rip the 3-oak. Yeah, I think we're just gonna actually sit on the 3-oak here. And then we also get a free hook, which is nice. Let's take a look at the other cards. We got the comeback kicks. Whenever crowd cheers you, if you have less life than the other, destroy this if you do gain action point. Kind of interesting. And what other cards we got? We got, oh, Grimoire of Felsong. Destroy this, create a rune chant token. Oh, isn't this like really good for Vincent? Like, isn't the Eloquence book like kind of crap? I feel like this is like a straight upgrade for Vincent, right? Yeah, that card actually seems kind of cracked for Vinny. Yeah, Unmovable Marlin's like not that unreasonable, I guess, but it's like, I don't know. You have to devote like so many sideboard slots to make that actually work. It feels like, I don't know, actually that good. Okay, so we got, all right, they're dumping their entire hand here. This could be kind of a nightmare. That being said, if they draw a red here, it's actually kind of funny. I think they miss sequences? Because I don't think they actually want to draw a card here, right? Because if they draw a red, then we just get. Oh, okay, I guess they draw a sigil. Yeah, it's pretty good if you actually draw a sigil there, right? Fair enough. Silio doing a Silio things. Yeah, 8 damage is still 8 damage though. So yeah, early Sigil Brilliant CLV is going to be a little bit rough. But we'll make do. Hey, this hand's pretty good. Assuming we don't get like Mind Warped or something. So I am probably incentivized if they go for like a 0 for 4 here to just kind of like try to keep off the CLV for a little bit. Right, lightning is fine. Connectivity is fine. Even if they do go for like a minor here, it might not even be that good. It's still probably fine, but like we have a lot of good draws and we also have the 3-oak still. Oh, lots of sigils here. I'm also wondering why they I don't want to filter that first, maybe. Maybe they decided against it or something. Oh, I need to switch screens. Hold on. Sorry. I'm being a bad streamer. Now y'all can see the card actually. You gotta get used to like switching back and forth. Okay, there's the warp. seems pretty good, but I prefer this, I guess, over just getting like gone and flashed. All right, so I think we have to pitch catch of the day here, unfortunately. If our tunic was on 3, obviously we would just like rip both of these. I think it's a little bit too dangerous to like do that here though. Elephant's actually like not that bad in a Silio though. How many yellows does Silio like? How many yellows do they have that they can't like play right away? I guess in this case we're probably just gonna go for the King Shark. And the question is actually whether or not the blue pin or the yellow pin is better here. Because I feel like most of their yellows they can actually like play out at instant speed, so it's like maybe better to arsenal the blue pin. I think the order of priority is still like red pin, blue pin, yellow pin still. If they're they get Marlynn Aurora, I might actually pick her up well. Non-action harpoon idea. When this hits a hero, if you activate a cannon for every non-action card, either played or defending this counter chain critical. That could actually be really cool. Give some like excuse to like not have people like block out overpower. That'd be pretty sweet. And then 13 against the Silio seems pretty safe. I think I still like arsenaling the blue pin here, even though it's like a little awkward. They do have some good blues that they can't like immediately block with. Like if they want to like play out a sigil or of something, that I think I'm kind of fine with that. Let's hope they haven't found Gone and Flash quite yet. But yeah, how's everyone's New Year been going? He and I kind of just hung out. Nothing super special. Oh, we saw Megalopolis actually. That was kind of our New Year plan. That movie is still a clusterfuck. We saw it in theaters with one of our friends, and I think they haven't seen the movie yet, so it was really funny. Uh, sorry, Harpoon. Uh, oh, you played Fat for New Year, nice. That's also fun too. Got Sync here. I still don't think they can cover this unless they have like triple D react or something. Okay, they have double D react. It's pretty good. Kind of fine with this though, unless they show me a third one. They're not syncing anything. Third D react? No. Okay, cool. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't want to go for like the hook break there. I guess they have to like give up Flash of Brilliance, which kind of sucks. Oh my god. At least the nice part about those two is that they cannot get back the etching because we have the quiver here. It's actually kind of sick how good Enchanted Quiver is. Alright, I've got 14 next turn. Pretty good. Oh, you've been sick since Christmas? I'm sorry. Tegan's currently kind of got whatever that flu is kind of going around right now. I'm healthy though. At least I think I am. Alright, so we stopped them getting back another Sigil Brilliance here, which is pretty sweet. Alright, and then we do have 3 at Tunic, but I think we're not supposed to go for it. It's like tempting. The issue is there's not a ton of actually good draws when we just have like the bluefin in Arsenal. I feel like we have like a better use for the gold maybe here. Like I don't think this hand actually gets that much better. Like the upside of this hand is we're sending like extra 3 here or whatever. Yeah, being sick is no fun, especially during the holidays. So like blues, a blue, so they run all the sigils, right? Which I guess is kind of like a hit because we like take them off like Volzar rocks. They also run the what's that other card? It's the burnt funnel or whatever. That could be pretty good. I love how you can just post the green goblin mask on any gold pile above 3. Oh, I love how you can just put on, or I love how you can just paste the green goblin mask on any gold pile above 3 when playing Marlin. It's the same card effect. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah. It's hard to like manage how greedy you are with gold at some point. Like sometimes it's like a lot more greedy to go for gold than like other times. All right, so they're discarding the current final, bouncing Sigil of Brilliance, and then if they draw another blue here, it could actually be in okay shape. Obviously, sending the blue pin's not amazing here. I almost wonder if we are supposed to. Let's actually see. I guess if we were supposed to hold the yellow pin here. I guess my logic was like they play out a ton of their yellows anyways. All right, fortunately for us, their hand is like kind of crap here. Is it crap? I guess they can still do like the blast sigils. No, they can't really do that though. I mean, they can do it with like sigil connectivity, but I don't see a way that they can bounce the sigil brilliance continuously. So I think it's actually kind of fine for us. So I guess the yellowfin didn't also really matter there. Interesting. Rephrase. Every time Marlin has 3+ gold, there's always the green goblin mask in the back telling you to go. Yeah, that's why I assumed you meant. Sorry, I was like having a hard time like processing that comment for some reason. Marlin made stay the hell away from Vegas. True. I think I'm pretty good about knowing what like there's specific like situations where you actually want to go for gold cracks versus not going for gold cracks. Like, I think that was one of those situations where cracking gold is more dangerous. Like, think about it like a poker hand, right? Like, do you want to like, or like blackjack or something, right? Like, do you want to like hit or do you want to stay, right? I think that was more of like a stay hand than anything.
You need to know.
Yeah, no one to hold them, no one to fold them. But I guess we didn't really even fold there.
I don't feel good, but I'm giving.
All right, we got Wilson time.
I'm gonna go send you.
All right, everyone's favorite point of the stream, it's Wilson time. Get him in his little chair. All right, we got the blast. I don't think there's any reason to block here. I guess we can even like give up a little bit of our equipment, but I think I'm doing this more so to just pad the life total a little bit. I'm quite cautious with. Yeah, I'm also pretty cautious with gold. I tend to be like I tend to want to use it for the specific situation of like turning blues into better things to do. Just for like churning through the deck a little bit faster. Like this is a really good gold cracking hand. The last hand where he had like 2 reds in hand, I don't think was like very beneficial, right? All right, Wilson's putting up a fight. Hold on, come on, buddy. Okay, bud. Did you dye your hair or those extensions? I did actually dye my hair. It's my real hair. But yeah. It was my birthday, so I dyed it for New Year's or I guess my birthday or whatever. I think it came out pretty good though. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I used to have my hair dyed like fully blue, but I kind of went for like this like kind of like half and half thing, or like I think it's called like an under dye or whatever. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It was pretty cool. I also like kind of expect this blue to fade like a little bit. Like currently it's like pretty bright. I kind of like it the more like lighter colors in general, but it's hard to like do that on your first like dye after a while. All right, so their hand is Comet Storm Chalk, and then they still have they have a Sigil plus Syncfilo or something like that.
I think you heard this one.
Oh, Tegan likes my hair too.
Where do you let Wilson?
He was putting up a fight.
All right, here he is again.
Oh, thank you all. I appreciate it in chat. It's always hard to like dye your hair for the first time after like not having. I don't think I had a haircut for like a year or so. I was kind of just like I had a bunch of blue in my hair from like the last time I dyed it, which was like 2 years ago, and then just like grew it out basically. And then now I'm back to blue, which is kind of funny, kind of funny, but I guess I didn't really need to grow it out all that much. The one thing I do need to still get used to is like having bangs. I need to like figure out how to style it. I wasn't sure. I think my stylist kind of went ahead and gave me bangs anyways. But I'm normally not a bang person, so I have to relearn how to do that. Yellow blast is what they. Wait, isn't this like? Or no, I guess they can like shock. Wait, how does this work? Wait, they pitch. They discard the Comet Storm. I think they still have that sick blow in hand, right? I'm not imagining that. So what is their play after this? They pitch to Keepster? I don't know. I think it's like fine for us though. We could give them a blue just for the sake of giving them a blue, but nah, fuck that. Oh hey, Opinion or Chard. Greetings. Give Assassin a flick flack, but with stealth. Oh Christ. That's a terrible idea. I mean, actually, that's not that interesting. Give Assassin a flick flack, but with stealth. That'd be kind of interesting, actually, because a lot of like the assassin lists, opinion orchard. Oh, opinion orchard. Okay, sorry, I completely butchered that. That's my bad. No, your username is actually good. It's just my reading comprehension is terrible. Opinion orchard. All right, so let's start cracking some gold. For the endless arrow strategy in the gravy matchup, would you board? Would you board? Do you think I should board in trench? So currently, I'm not running trench on this list, and the reason is that I don't think you actually need it in that matchup. Because so let's talk about the theory, I guess, of running trench in that matchup, right? The theory is if you have like an endless stuck in your arsenal or whatever, then you can like clear it by like trenching it away, which is like a valid thing. So like if the grave like gives up tempo, sets up graveyard, then you send like a Kraken or something. That's basically like the theory is like you can kind of like get rid of it. But in practice, like you actually like don't really need to clear your arsenal all that much because like gravies will kind of just like you sending an endless for like 8 or 11 at a gravy will just like force them to block it out basically because they want to like deny you just like having endless forever. So like taking a turn to send the endless is basically the same as like clearing it with trench, if that makes sense. You just get to do it like a turn sooner. But like you don't actually need it all that much, is my opinion. I just want Huntsman to be top tier. It can be a flick flack, but contract instead of self. Oh my god. I don't, do we want Huntsman to be top tier? I don't want Huntsman to be top tier. I feel like Huntsman being top. I feel like Huntsman should. I think they're like in a good spot right now, right? Like they have some interesting matchups. Like I think their Verdance matchup is really good, right? Um, like they have some. They already have a lot of like pretty good matchups like going for them, but I don't know if they need like win against everything. You know what I mean? So we can send 13 here, or we can get a little bit greedy. Given that they might explode us next turn, I'm kind of more interested in going a little bit greedy. Wait, they still have the still have Gone and Flash and Arsenal, right? Pass here. I think I'm actually gonna crack a little. So I actually kind of want to see if I can find like a battering bolt. Huntsman should never be top tier. You're right. I feel like it should be like A or B tier or something like that, right? Right, we're getting a little bit greedy with the gold cracking here, but I think it makes sense. It's basically last turn of the game. Okay, so this works, right? We get to send 16. I think we'll stop here. I don't think they should never be top tier, but there are certain decks that should just like not be the predominant strategy. I think Marlyn's actually kind of like a fine top tier deck because there is counterplay, it feels like. No more opinions, only references to awesome songs from now on. Fair. Oh, did you change your username? Wait, are you the same person? Hold on. Where are you? How do I find YouTube chat? There we are. Okay, Laser Witch. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Sorry, I forced you to change your username because I can't read. That's my bad. Uh, I also am still getting used to these glasses, so like the chat is currently like quite small. I actually can probably make the chat a little bit bigger. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, I'm glad I didn't force you to change your username. Okay, so 16 coming in here. They have to give us a card from hand, which is the least nice. But their hand is like all instants. It's gonna get dicey real quick. Right, they have a sink below. It's nice. And they still have that gone in Arsenal, right? Echo Huntsman Jarl triangle meta would be peak. That would actually be kind of hilarious. So can they deal 19 off 3 cards? Anything's possible, I guess. Like so we're hoping that they don't draw instant off the top, I think. I just want Huntsman to actually be a deck people think about, which, given Aurora's name for them, it is in the process of getting there. Yeah, that's kind of true. I think that deck is like actually kind of scary. So we're getting Mind Warped here, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I think that deck is like the deck is semi-real. I think what are the biggest like issue matchups right now? I think I imagine Marionette's not great. It's like Marionette and Verdance, right? Are those like the two issues? I have no idea. Alright, so let's go. So they do Blast, which means their hand is the blue sigil plus Blast. The old knocker do that. Okay, interesting. I don't think we die here still. We do have to be a little bit careful. So they go 4 into bounce, send another 4 into bounce. They can't send another 4 unless they tap out of action points, right? So that means they have to like stop their mind warp, which means the mind warp is coming in for, is it 8? Mind warp for 8. So 4, 4, 8. We go to 3. So I don't think we actually have to block. I guess we can go ahead and block with like here. Oh, they have bindings though. So we might have to block Gone, right? Assuming that they pop these two, which they. Oh, they're not gonna go for it. Really? Wait, what? They don't want to. They have no action point. Uh, they had to have meant to crack these two, right? There's no way. I'm kind of expecting them to undo. Okay, they're inviting me to chat. I find that I struggle a lot versus Gravius Huntsman. Verdance needs to be aware of the HXX for life cards and beyond potions, where Mario can be tricky due to reaction step damage. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, they want to undo. All right, they're gonna go for it. All right, they figured it out. So the bindings give them a +2 here. They have how much on Volzar? All right, hold on. So they have 3 here. They rebounce with the sigil. They have another sigil, right? Sigil connectivity. So they bounce sigil here. And then they mind warp for 8. Unless I'm miscounting this. Or no, they mind warp for 10. So we can go to 2 here, which is a little dicey. I think we actually do have to probably commit a block here. Yeah, let's give the port side here. So you have to figure out a way to kill them on 3 cards and 3 gold. I think it's doable. Or 2 cards and 3 gold, rather. Quiver Abyssal Dex has text in that matchup. I got over the edge with arrows that I shuffled with it. Lol. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I actually think that the Abyssal Depths is pretty sick in that matchup because you can just like get back like King Shark, Kraken, Battering Bolt or whatever, and then you can just shuffle on like the Hunter or Hunted or whatever. It's pretty sick. Oh, they're not gonna go, or no, they do have the warp. Oh wait, where did I miss the? Oh, I missed the action point because of the go again, right? Okay, so they can do everything here. So now it's coming in for 4+9. 4+9, so you still can't block. Okay. So we still have to go to 2 here. I guess blocking means we're not dying. At least right away. That being said, if they have like a shock here, which they probably should actually at this point, right? We might be cooked. So I think the way out here is we draw buff into Goldfin, right? And hope they don't have anything. Yeah, I think if they have any shock here, we're cooked. And we also need to draw a buff here, so we're not in great shape, I think. All right, we need one more look here. No, that doesn't do it right. They don't have a 3 block in hand, I guess it does it. Yeah, they had a really good turn last turn. I think the key metric for success in this matchup is like, do they have a good Gauntlet Flash turn? I think the answer is I think it was probably good enough there. So send in for 8, block 3, go to 1. Unlucky. How many red buffs do we actually have left? I guess we have like golden tips. Free med, take game, I guess would have been wins. Yeah, it's kind of underrated how good Quiver of Abyssal Depths is. It's kind of more just like a meme than anything. But it's a good meme. Assume they have a spell here. Oh, they don't. Oh, they didn't have a block card. Oh shit. Oh, we actually won that. That's kind of disgusting. So they didn't have a 3 block, and then their hand was all instants. How far off were they from a shock? I guess like decently far off. So they didn't have a shock in that hand. That's actually kind of crazy. I did not expect to win that. I know it's technically correct, but I despise not bringing AB into a Silio. That's like kind of the issue with like bringing AB into a Silio is like if you're not bringing AB3, like it's kind of pointless unless it's like the only thing you're really stopping is like Sigil of Aether or like a Mind Warp. But in that case, like if you're paying for AB, you're like kind of losing, right? And that's like the fundamental design issue with like a lot of these like battle mages they made in Rosetta is like if they're sending attacks at you, then not bringing in armor is bad, right? But if you're like bringing AB3 and they're sending attacks at you, then you're like losing a ton of health, basically, right? Right. Let's get another one. That was kind of a funny win. Unlucky, I guess, from the opponent's side. All right, I'm a meta hero. Let's troll. I also hate not bringing AB into a Cilio, but like, what can you do? Yeah, it's like kind of rough. Oh, let me go to our. All right, playing against Jarl. You can consider bringing the Rabbles in here, but I still like always kind of cut the Rabbles for Fables most of the time. Oh wait, am I missing a card? Oh, I'm missing Riches. Same with Verdance, like bringing too much AB. Oh, enabling chat. Okay. Same with Verdance, bring too much AB, you punish, and don't bring enough AB, you're punished. Oh, Dank Train Tom is a huge fan. GLHF. Let's edit. All right. Oh, we're running Sledge in this matchup. I feel like Sledge is like not completely unreasonable though. We're just giving up these two. So we're on like fatigue plan here, I think. Makes sense. Jarl's in a really good spot right now, though. I kind of am like halfway tempted if the Marlining is not going super well this season. I might like honestly switch to Jarl at some point. So what do I want to draw off the top here? Codex of Bloodrot is actually good. I think that's good, right? Losing a trophy shot kind of sucks, but like not the worst thing in the world. 100% though, because I played many games into the Silio boy where I bought no AB and he basically drew every piece of big arcane in his deck early, so I had no way to protect my life total. Oh, you've liked RKO a lot too. RKO is like, oh god, I don't know. It's like kind of hypocritical, right? Because like I play Jarl, and like Jarl's currently also just like this kind of like shit ass miserable like kind of like D-react pile. But I think RKO is also like a very similar deck in that respect. Um, it's just I feel like Jarl has like more interesting things he's doing, I guess. But maybe that's just my RKO bias showing. Alright, got the Fiddler's Green, Glacial. So we at least get our gold here, which is nice. Sigil plus... Oh, double Sigil. Okay, this makes sense. Alright, nice and healthy Jarl over here. Unlucky, but it's fine. This hand's good. Could be good. We have yellows on our side. Debating what I want to do with the salvage. We have not seen a single arrow, so we're 5 cards deep, and we pitched 2 cards, right? Pitched 2 cards, 5 cards deep, so 7. We have 4 cards in hand that are not arrows. So we have 11 cards out of our deck, and we have 20 arrows in the deck, right? So let me actually math this out. So we have 49. I'm kind of cheating here, but that's fine. 20, and then we want 1. We draw 3. We're like 80% to hit an arrow here or something like that. Okay, interesting. This is more so for my personal practice than anything. I think our chances of hitting an arrow there are pretty high here, so I'm just gonna go for this. And we also still have like the gold to crack on top of it. There is like a debate there whether you know or not you want to salvage. I think the likelihood of drawing into like resources is pretty high. You hit the arrow, which is really nice though. Both decks showcase why 0 for 4 D-Reacts need to go, or at least 2 of them IMO. Yeah, that's kind of like the problem I have, right? Is like they're both kind of just like these generic piles. I feel like KO is like more of a generic pile. I don't know. I guess they're pretty similar in terms of like generic density, but like RKO is just like fundamentally good math, right? As opposed to like Jarl, which is like doing kind of like bad math, but like there's like a stacks element to it. I don't know. Lyeth is a rune blade. I stand by it. I think Lyeth is a ranger, or it kind of feels like a ranger. I guess they're both the same thing. Are rangers rune blades? I guess is the real question. Let them cook. That's kind of a real take. Yeah. I mean, what is a rune blade? It's just a deck that plays like a mix of attack, non-attack, or something like that. To be fair, that's Elsa's fault. So few cards from RKO's own set felt like they were for him. That's kind of true. Like, I think that's more emergent design than like intended design. At least it feels like. All right, clean cover here. Get the last card is though. I mean, we're doing a pretty good job, at least on the tempo front. All right, card in arsenal. Let's crack a gold here to look for something. We might end up tippling this turn. All right, I think we're like double bottoming these. These are both kind of crap, right? Just want some harpoons here. All right, bluefin we'll take. We could also go 1 deeper. We have tunic up. I think I don't mind that. Bluefin's pretty good against Jarl too. So question now is, do we want to arsenal the take game versus play the take game? Jarl does run CNC, but might not care. Alternative play is we could arsenal the bluefin, which means that we're saving gold. actually maybe like arsenaling just the take aim here. They haven't seen a single CNC, which is fine, but we still have like armor block. We don't really want to give armor block in Jarl, but if it's like fatigue Jarl, it's like kind of fine. Oh, sorry, we want to play this first. There's a reason they're called Runeblade hands and not Ranger hands. Also, ahoy, how's it going? Um, yeah, it's kind of fair. All right, we're coming to pretend here, which is at least nice. Take aim and arsenal. It's like a little suspect, but I think it's probably correct. A quiver that's not enchanted quiver. What is this? This is like gravy tech that also is, I guess, just main deck filtering tech, which is kind of funny. Like, we're basically just using this to like if we're playing into like Cinder or something, we basically like filter 2 cards, get a we don't put like a random crap arrow in our arsenal. All right, they do have the CNC here. So I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna pop Tunic for CNC or if they're just going to an E-Strike. I guess we're kind of fine with both, right? Alright, they are gonna go for the E-Strike. That's probably good for us, right? Take the damage. $5 legendaries, my beloved. Yeah, we gotta like get max rarity Marlyn, right? It's like the whole point. Okay, what are we doing here? I feel like we actually like kind of need a crack gold here, but it kind of sucks. We're cracking gold. So red arrow is a success. Blue is success. Three-Oak is success. Codex is success. So I think that was actually a pretty good gold crack, but we are off gold, which is a little spooky. Honestly, I love a block card that said you could block from Arsenal, but it gets worse if you block something big. Because 0 for 4, you're actually supposed to punish aggro, not tall strats. Yeah, that's kind of like my problem with them. Oh god, max rarity while there's 3 fables in our deck. Yeah, we gotta find an excuse to put the what was that? The Plague Hive in it. Plague Hive in the deck. One day we'll put Plague Hive in the deck. Ooh, big staunch. Yeah, scary. All right, no arsenal is spooky. That being said, we do have 5 immediate outs, which are our codexes and our 3-Oaks. The chance of actually drawing one are pretty high. We have, yeah, 3 3-Oaks and 2 of those left. Unlucky. Actually, this is not that unlucky though. No, it's still unlucky. So we can salvage, turn over something. Let's just like give up the tempo a little bit here. It's like kind of reasonable. Get the trophy shot, and then do we want to shuffle anything back? It's like awkward here. They'll run out of Diriax eventually, though. I think we're supposed to arsenal the Yellowfin. It's like awkward though. Wish I could afford the fables for this deck. Yeah, that's like the biggest problem with it, right? Let's go for the quiver crack here. It's like a little bit low value since we're not getting a King Shark back, but I think shuffling these 3 is fine. We're gonna get another bluefin or we're gonna get another blue harpoon at some point. And we still have other harpoons in the deck, so like even if we don't draw Codex right away, I think this is still fine. Let's take an off turn, see what happens. We could get punished here really bad, but probably okay. I guess E-Strike is kind of the unfortunate punish on this hand. So we'll just give them this, I think. I don't think Riches has been confirmed as a reprint yet, if that's the question. Okay, what do we want to do here? We're just sunk in something. I think we're sunkening, refreshing the port side. I want to like stay healthy here, but I also want to make sure we're sending like good damage. Yeah, let's give him the blueprint here. I want to like make sure that we get to like the end game because the end game gets really good for us. Let's turn over. Do they have a yellow here? I don't think they perfect shot. Seen a lot of reacts from them though. Seen the sinks, the shelters. I guess we still have fates to work through, and then maybe another staunch. So they still have a lot of D-reacts left in the deck. All right, so let's go for the port side here. All right, draw another port side. Interesting. Then I guess we 3-oak. Looking for a codex or like a big arrow to play. And there's a big arrow. So I guess we might as well give this a go again, but there's not a ton of point. And then we made a gold, so we get the hook. Might be able to hit a righteous cleansing here. That'd be kind of funny. If I sell my Marvel Amethyst Amulet, I will buy both. Ooh, nice. Marvel Amethyst Amulet worth anything? Maybe after my my gravy video it is. All right, we got through at least most of the armor here. I guess they still have like quick dodge and stuff, but I think we're kind of like in okay shape even though the life totals are pretty far off. Everbloom, Crumble seems fine. Again, I'm kind of almost fine with them like playing out a Crumble. Like, I imagine they're probably just gonna like Everbloom send Flood or something. Oh, we found our King Sharks. I guess that's good for us, right? Yikes. I guess we can like block one, assuming they're gonna Sledge here. We block one, send one, Arsenal one. Awkward hand. Unlucky. It's making sure we're just keeping up on the fatigue game though. We'll see if we can get rid of at the world premiere. Oh, of your Marvel Amethyst. That's probably a good opportunity to do it. I don't think there's a single deck that like actually runs it though. Like what is that probably worth right now? Let me look. ECG play. Amethyst aim. Supposing Amethyst. It's all Amethyst, I promised. Amethyst amulet. Oh, it's like $300 still. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty good. All right, so I guess we still like eat a react from them, which is fine. Might be getting sludged again. All right, frozen seems fine. We take the sludge, we go to 19, but we get a pretty big turn next turn, hopefully. This is still not really a big turn though. And these draws have been awkward. I guess we're giving up the Kraken. We still haven't found a Codex either, which is kind of rough. So I guess we're just taking 3, sending 10 here, which is not exciting. We'll try to catch them on a hand at some point that they give us a gold. Sending in 10 here, which is at least nice. So how many reacts do we have left to worry about? We have 1 Fate, 1 Shelter, 1 Fiddlers, 2 Sink, and then 1 Staunch. Oh, you have a Marvel Tough Nut. Some will pay money for a Marvel Tough Nut, I believe. All right, bottom of the card. That might be good for us. All right, posing Basile, so we're getting Sludge again next turn. It seems fine. Yeah, Sludge actually seems like not too bad in this matchup. What do we do here? I think we're continuing to block 3, right? Block with the Yellowfin, and then take 3, go to 19, but then we can crack back with potentially a buffed Redfin Harpoon if our port side is kind to us. We're running a little low on cards, is what I will say. Cycle our port side here. Alright, looking for a buff. It's a buff. Fantastic. Fortunately, our codex is not going to line up, so I think I'm actually ripping Tunic here just so that we can keep the codex for Arsenal. I mean, King Kraken is better in here, right? Then we can. We actually want to save I for next turn. I think we're just going to crack I now, probably. Double codex is awkward. I think I'm bottoming this then. And then we've not made a gold. Or no, we did make a gold, right? We port-sided. Yeah, we did port-sided. Alright, we're not out of this yet. We still got a lot of play left. The balance is maybe a little bit scary. How much better would Marlynn be if she could load off anything on load anything off her on draw ability? She'd be like broken. Like you just run like Rainbow Take Aim or whatever. Or I guess no, I guess you don't even need Rainbow Take Aim, right? You just like play all the red buffs or something. Because then you like load buff off 3 oak, play buff, crack gold, reload. That'd be kind of insane. They have Oak and Old as last card in hand. I guess that's kind of nice for us actually. They're kind of like time walked here. I guess they can crack balance though. You just fish for something. Okay, they drew the Midas Touch, so I guess they had to use Tunic for that though, which is not bad. All right, let's sunk in and give them a hammy, I think. Oops. Oh, sorry, we went try something over. Sunk in, hammy. Clicked too fast. Let's turn over. Oh god, the triple King Shark draw was so awkward. Wait, do we even have a yellow turnover? Oh, we don't even have a yellow turnover. I guess we can turn over like the Everbloom. Yeah, I guess it's just Everbloom, right? Turn off the loop. At least for a little bit. Yeah, I think you're supposed to kind of bring the full kitchen table in this matchup. How many big harpoons do we have? I guess we only have the codexes really left. This game has been super awkward. And since they are on more fatigue Jarl, Kitchen Oaken. I think I'm sitting Kraken here, but it's close. Still have like a lot of like frozen channel Eisen stuff like that. Yeah, this has been like a pretty bad series of draws though. Oh, there's Hearts, which I guess is not super relevant. So at least they might not be hammering us this turn. Sigil, Arsenal. Not bad. So now let's Sea Lace. So this is a good opportunity to start cracking some gold. Oh, you're lacking riches when fatigue is popular? Yeah. Riches is pretty important, especially for matchups like this. So they can kind of just like block everything you're doing. So let's crack some gold. Trophy shot. Interesting. Trophy shot actually help us here. The answer is maybe. Issue is we're gonna have to like discard a card though. It's like bad on the fatigue front at least. I think we're actually supposed to just arsenal this. Or no, oh arsenaling that's. Sorry, let me undo one more time. I think we don't want to. So we crack with this, right? So we passed here. We need to crack a couple more gold, I think. So let's crack 1 gold here and then see. We might actually have to go for the trophy shot. Ugh. These draws are kind of crap. I guess we're now just going for trophy. Buff Goldfin is still like reasonable though. So now we discard Loan. Loan's not like the biggest thing. It's not like actual damage, right? We made a gold off the riches this turn. This should still be good. We get 13. with the gold on hits. All right, sink below makes sense. At a certain point, they're gonna run out of D-reacts, and then we're gonna start actually like dealing damage to them. Not quite yet though. It's at least nice that we're keeping them off Sludge though. I think that is fairly relevant. I'll find our good stuff eventually. Yep. So I think this is. You can actually tipple here, which is kind of. But then I guess it gives us some quick dodge excuse. Probably still fine though. So I guess the question is, do I want to put the hook on the tipple? Probably fine too, right? Okay, Kraken's good. I think we pass here because we can codex the blood rot, so we'll give them like minimal information. Alright, we get the hook in, which is good. Blood rot, Kraken, shoot. 13's not bad. Alright, we're starting to catch a backup, I think, a little bit. Them not sending Sludge the last couple turns has given us a little bit of a break. Oh, we still got some work to do. I'm hoping that we've seen the last of the Staunches, though, because that's like the biggest card. They have one more Oasis potentially, one more Fate, one more Fiddlers, and then more Shelter maybe. Alright, they did it. Oh, triple Staunch is nasty. But I guess it's kind of fine for us because we had the Taya there. Alright, other codex has been found, which is good. Alright, let's go for the... Do we actually want to go for the tipple? We probably do want to still go for the... We might just end up like discarding Hammy. If we drop off here, I think we're in pretty good shape. Port side can get discarded, I think. It's kind of awkward. We also had to pop Abyssal that one turn. And then we didn't make a turn, do we? Not too much. Oh no, we did off the... Yeah, lots of D-reacts in this matchup. The triple Staunch is doing them a lot of favors. And question is Shark versus Kraken. Where are we at right now? I'm like mildly worried about getting Oakenhold out of the game, but I think Kraken is still on average better. Okay, Kraken. Yeah, we've been putting up a good fight, Ben, but it's the triple Staunch is pretty rough. I think triple Staunch like kind of makes sense right now in meta. Alright, so they quick dodge the Remembrance here. Makes sense. Yeah, we're running a little low here. Oh, unfortunately, the Kraken did not pay off there. Two attacks in hand is rough. So we lose Loan Shark here, which I don't really care about. So I'm kind of fine just taking the 5 here. And then they have Cranial in Arsenal, which is like whatever. I think we don't care. Alright, last Codex is a little rough here, though. So we're out of big arrows. But I think we're still going to go for the Kraken again here. How many CNCs have we seen? We only have one CNC, actually. Yeah, I think we're Krakening for 13 again. I think it's close between Shark and Kraken. But they have, like, a Cranial in Arsenal, so, like, I feel like still taking a blue here is, like, relevant. Alright, we're doing our best here. They gotta run out of reacts at some point, right? That's why I keep hoping and telling myself. One card on top. Alright, we chose correctly. We're in good spot. High is whatever. We're kind of out of juice at this point, though. There's riches, though. Not bad. So I think I'm actually supposed to arsenal the Sleep Dart here. There is a certain point we're going to have to start pivoting to the... just sending the Goldfin Harpoons, though. I think disrupting them is still relevant. Arsenal I was thinking about it. It's tempting. I think that's definitely a choice you can make. Oh, blue staunch, bruh. All right, how many blue? I don't think we've seen a blue staunch yet. All right, opponent came prepared. You get to draw another card if you do. That's true. Uh, so they might be sludging us again here, but we kind of have a sludge at this point on our own, which is kind of nice at least. All right, we still got all our armor too, so like we're not in terrible shape here. I think we're supposed to eat the damage because we do know that they're on heart. So let's go for the dart here. All right, get a CNC block. That's nice. Close chain. I want to be careful to not play out too many cards because we are going to need a block at some point. I think sending like a red fin here is still fine. He did not make a goal. That's fine. All right, we're gonna run out of DRX at some point. Just pack it up. All right, we can do it. Oh no, we have more blue staunches. Okay, it might be over. Oh, we're pitching a third blue. Okay, they're too prepared. I don't know if we can actually win here. Triple blue staunch plus the red staunch is quite rough. All right, no, trust me, it's still fine here. So do this. And then we send elephant. Yeah, blue staunch might not be beatable. Unlucky. Right, we at least gotta take a look at their hand. So Everbloom, Crumble. Hmm. Yeah, might not be winnable. That's okay. It has been 17 turns on this one. All right, we got the sledge. So let's give them the dart here, I think makes sense. We send Bluefin Arsenal Hamstring. Yeah, it still might be cooked here. Actually, maybe we don't even do that. Maybe we just start sending the Goldfin now. I think we're kind of at that point. I don't think there is a hamster, like, because I think it's like 3 value either way, right? And if we're sending non-overpowered 3 value, it's like pretty bad. At least we get an eye to look at what the remaining crap in our deck is. All right, we'll probably keep the Ataya. Yeah, if we had Bluefin with catch, that would have been really. Wait, do we have a catch left? I guess we do have one catch left. Wait, did I like block with a catch? Wait, what did I do? No, I don't think I saw a catch, did I? Not to my knowledge, at least. So we gold baited hook. All right, we're gonna start sending the crusty goldfin. Oh, I pitched it 2 turns ago. Actually, it's probably pretty close to the top. I don't know if that still wins though. We'll see. We can just keep them off sending sludge though. That might actually be kind of okay for us. All right, so we took their frozen. All right, we can do it here. So now we can. Maybe we can't. I guess we have to like pitch this so we can salvage something. Or no, salvage is probably bad, right? I think we just need the block card. So in this case, I guess we pitch Ataya. But catch of the day on top. Yeah, I also wish Sarong was a little bit better. I don't think we have any like real buffs left in the deck. I guess we're still just sending 6 here. Because I want to arsenal the red fin here, maybe. They have like an oak in here, we could be in trouble though. Oh, they're gonna play out that cranial that they had. We got surprisingly close here for the staunches though. I think we just need to like preserve block cards at this point because I think they can basically block whatever we got in sludge here. Right, so cranial. We block like this, and then we don't need to. We still don't need to give them armor, right? So top card of our deck is like catch, right? Or it's eye. And then it's eye catch Ataya, so I guess we might as well draw the Ataya. I mean, we have like a million gold, we might as well, right? So we draw Ataya because there's no downside. Anyway, I guess we just like keep making our gold pins. I'll at least make it annoying for them to play DREX. God, if we could like double draw into Ataya somehow, that'd be kind of nuts. Cross rep will be the play post pen trust. It could be. I think a lot of people are putting their hopes on that. All right, down to 1. All right, Barrel's at 1, and then we're getting a Sledge next turn. That's fine. Okay. So we block catch of the day. We have one one block card left in our deck, right? Oh, this is like fine for us, kind of, right? So we do this. Look at that hand, by the way. We do this. We can give the gold weighted hook in this. Wait. I guess we don't even care really about losing our arsenal, do we? No, I guess we do because we want to like make one for next turn. I guess we do give this. Triple Fable, insane hand, right? So now we can pump here. I guess we get riches and Ataya every turn, which is kind of funny. But like beyond that, it's not actually that good. Free hook value, insane though, right? Problem is the blue staunches. I think if they just had the triple red staunch, we might have been okay this game. But the triple blue staunch on top of it's like real bad, I think. Alright, they had to Everbloom for no value. Oh, we won! Yes! Let's go! GG's. GG's. Oh, we were like dead there. Okay. So eventually we saw them not draw a D-React. That's fantastic. So I think they had a Pulse on top, and then okay, so they still had like Pulse and Staunch. Which is pretty rough. Marlynn fucking gaming, let's fucking go. Let's get it. That was a long one, Jesus. GG's, yeah. Our opponent played super well though. Shout out to Dank Train Tom. Or let me switch scenes actually real quick. Oh, we get some Kasai practice. Okay, perfect. Kasai, I think, is like pretty well represented locally. I actually like cutting Rabbles in this matchup. Just because I like the Fables more. Average Marlin game, don't worry. Yeah, that was the long one. All right. Go for the Kasai game. All right, let me switch back over here. Oh, that game, like, I feel like took years off my life. I've been scarred permanently. I feel like we had actually some like pretty below average draws that last game. All right, let's block here just to deny like Sellsword if they go for that. But if they have Blade for plus Sellsword, that could 2 damage is not the end. Could be worse. I always wonder about hands like this if I'm supposed to like. I feel like I'm always supposed to hold on to the take game, but it's like sometimes feels pretty bad. If we draw like a bunch of reds here, it's kind of rough. All right, 2 damage is not that bad. So this is a Goldfin hand. Yeah, it's a Goldfin. No, we wanted to say average Marlin game on the high rolls now when we have 1 card left in deck. Yeah, true. Oh look, it's the matchup I'm atrocious at. Time to learn. I don't hate this matchup all that much. I know a lot of people dislike this matchup, but like if they're on like the draw swords kind of style Kasai, I think it gets a lot better for us. Let's pitch the take game actually. I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter very much, but if we somehow second cycle the take game, it's probably pretty decent. Let's go ahead and just fire this off. I will say sending Goldfin for 9 is not an amazing start, but I guess it's like kind of like 11 or it's like 15 value if you consider the ponder, which you probably shouldn't. Yeah. I think this matchup's like not actually that bad. Actually, like there is a kind of like scenario where you block shoes. I was actually Ben. I was playing against Taylor, like on I don't know if it was his alt account or whatever, but I beat Taylor on his alt account. I don't know. I think his matchup's like not that bad. I block this out, which is fine. Still got the ponder here, so chances of bricking are low. Although being on no gold is like quite scary. Tipple can unbrick us. Not here though. I guess the 3 oak is what's going to be unbricking us, right? Oh, the Gorg Tome. This card's insane in Marlin, by the way. Trust. So we do want to try to block out the copper here. The awkward thing is that... Huh. I feel like we're actually supposed to give them the first copper here and then try to block on the second one. Does that make sense? I think it does. So we... Oh, actually, it's really interesting with I and Tipple. Oh, that gets like so risky though. I don't think there's actually a world where we can play out the Tipple after the I, right? Because like we need to draw into a yellow off 3 oak, which I think is unlikely, right? No blocks. I think we're no blocking at least on this swing. I think on the second swing we are blocking though. Like giving Kasai 4 copper is like sus. I like blocking on the second swing though. Especially like when we have 3 oak, so like we kind of have like some redundant resources going on here. Boils was actually like a really good draw there. Alright, I'm gonna give them the bluefin harpoon. Alright, so let's start with the Tipple, no discard, but we do get I at least. So we want both. So I guess we probably do, right? I almost want to like bottom one just for like 1 card deeper towards like Codex. Bottom one I think is safe. Because we can always like just send Battering Bolt here. Even if we draw like 2 reds, I think it's fine. Like if we keep those 2, we're guaranteeing we can buff the Battering Bolt, but I'd rather like take the risk on it if we can draw like something better to play. This is like a little bit awkward. So if we don't draw a way to reload, this could get really rough. We're still gonna at least go for the Battering Bolt here. The no gold here is kind of like there's a lot of like ways to unbrick this, but the brick percentage I feel like is pretty high here. So the fail state here is like not drawing another 3 oak, not drawing another Codex, not drawing like a way to reload, which would be the 2 take aims and Codex of Bloodrot. I guess we do still have like a lot of outs to this, but it does feel like very suspect. They're having to give us a couple cards here, so at least that feels nice. Alright, perfect. Kind of. Kind of perfect. I think we're gonna block with the Kraken so that we can send it. We could also... No, I don't think there's any real reason to not block with Kraken. So it's actually funny. I don't think we block on this one because they're incentivized to swing again, right? They might like go for Kasai activation or something. Sunken Treasure will save us. Well, I don't think we're gonna Sunken Treasure us here, right? I don't think it's good to Sunken Treasure here. I mean, I think we're just like pitching it, but it's saving us in the sense that it's like 2 blues in hand, right? All right, we're just gonna block here just so that we can get in the graveyard. So now we send 13. Yeah, Ben was calling the Sunken Treasure draw. Foresight. Alright, so I think we're getting Kraken here. I want to get Kraken here just so that we can like if we can get some gold generation going, I think it's beneficial. Sunken Treasure feels like a weird card because it's so good, but anytime you draw it off a Ponder, it just feels real bad. That's why you make 2 Ponder tokens, and then you draw 2 Sunken Treasures off of them, right? Yeah. Redundant Ponder is like actually really good in Marlin just because of how many like kind of like arsenal bricks there are. Just draw better. Yeah, also true. Yeah, like one observation I had about that last Yarrow game is I think at some point I started like playing at port sides and like sunken treasures or something. I feel like at a certain point you just kind of like give up on trying to generate gold because like you're eventually just gonna find your riches and stuff, right? Like having the 3 block actually seems like a lot better. All right, this could be a good arsenal. This could work out. Hit and run. All right, I'm snap blocking hook here. No one can stop me. I'll even give him the sea lice here. I think that's probably correct. Oh, absolutely giving them sea lice. Well, are we giving them sea lice here? I think we're not, right? Actually, because it's just 1, and we could have the potential like steal back the gold next turn. Not fuck it. We're just taking the 1 here. Congrats on the appliance shopping. You bought a fridge. Yeah, sea lice clearing ally is important. I feel like okay. So Ben, this is actually like an observation I think I made in Taylor Knight's game. But if you just like go face a lot of the time they can't even like really use the ally. That's what I've discovered is like leaving an ally on the board is actually like kind of fine sometimes. This is clean though, or hopefully clean. Clean. No, clean. Just draw 3. It's that easy. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is really good. So we're wrestling trophy shot 100% here. And then I'm gonna try to steal that gold back, I think. We're not arsenal sleep card. Fuck that. The amount of times I'm actually able to clear an ally off sea lice in this matchup are like pretty minimal though. We're only running like the we're only running 6 of like the non-harpoon blue arrows. Like if I was running drill shot, I think it's like more relevant, right? Right, they might be blocking here. That's fine. Works for me. I wonder if they're gonna go for the balance pop here, actually. Okay, they are gonna go for the pop. Codex of Blood Rod and Gold. Oh, that's true, that's true. No blocks, right? 0 blocks. 0 blocks given. Sure. If they have the Gogan ally thing, I don't. Alright, at a certain point we're gonna start hitting them over the head real hard. And so let's crack that gold. I might be going for a hook here. Battering bolt, I guess, is for next turn. Do we go for a hook on this? It's awkward, right? We're only setting 14. They have 3 armor plus. I almost want to say fuck it and go for the hook, but we're like so early in the game. I think it's probably not worth it, right? I don't think we can hook here. Yeah, I don't think we need a hook. Yeah. Oh damn. Should have gone for the hook. Lucky. Alright, let's take a look at that hand. Raise an army, draw swords, outland skirmish, blade runner. So I don't care about raise an army. I kind of care about the draw swords. I feel like draw swords is actually like the thing I care about the most here, right? Because I don't want them to like draw a card and then make the sabers free. I guess they also like have the gold though. So, like they can make their sabers free anyways. Maybe the correct block is or maybe the correct take is actually the skirmish here. What do we think, chat? I think it's between these two, right? I don't think we care about raise, right? Because like if they raise and make a sellsword, I think that's like a fine use of a card. I think we're taking. Oh, it's my. Oh, never mind. I think I'm taking the skirmish because they can already draw a card. That's my logic. Yeah, I think I like the skirm. Yeah, we definitely want some reacts for the bolt too. All right, so they can always like draw a card here, so we're not really like stopping them by taking the draw swords, right? Ooh, this hand's nasty. All right, let's do it. So their hand is still what's the other card in hand? It's like there's like no, it's Blade Runner. It was Raise an Army, right? So it's Raise an Army, one unknown card. All right, we don't care. They could raise us and like make a sellsword, but I don't think find that. This next hand's looking nice though. All right, they pitched, so they are holding the raise. I guess they might even raise here. Probably not bad to, right? Just get 3. Sure. I'm like a-okay with this. We are gonna pretend that this guy like does not exist. So the plan here is we're gonna crack Tunic and then go for double buff 3 oak. Yeah, it's gonna be a good turn. Worst case scenario here, we can also just like even if we don't hit the blues we need, like we can still just set battering bolt for like 12 or whatever. Kind of the same. Alright, seems good. I think I'm gonna overpitch the loan here just to try to like draw something a little bit better, or like something that's like less clunky for next turn. Battering bolts at the sellsword, right? Haha. Alright, we pretend the yeah, I like overpitching the loan just to like get it out of our hand. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny, Ben, like how often I'll like look over and like see like 5 seconds later that we like are talking about the same play. Yeah, same hat. Okay, blood our hands, draw swords. They do have the figure token, which I guess is like fine. They still might not even be able to use the sellsword next turn for us. Let's do it. All right, really good hand. We get to send 15 on the Kraken here. I think there's very few cards that I actually like care about here. We're probably just gonna let them have the gold. So they also need to find a way to give go again here. You could block Sunken plus Sea Lace, but I don't think I care. They have to figure out a way to give this go again. So we'll just give them the gold. Like one like important thing to note about the sellsword here is like it is so hard to like if you're getting disrupted as Kasai to like also hold on to stuff to like swing the sellsword. Like you can like straight up ignore this card at certain points of the game, which I think we're currently at that point. We're not gonna get many more hook activations here. Like they're at 16, we're gonna be sending 15. I think it might actually be time to start YOLO hooking, especially since we're at like 13. If they like full block this, I'm like kind of fine with this. We're not gonna get many more hook activations here. Is my opinion. I feel like the chances of them like full blocking this are fairly low. But if it does happen, like I'm also kind of fine with that. Is this the first game? Oh, hey Root, how's it going? Yeah, this is totally the first game. I guess like if you think about the Garl game and the Silio, like if you ignore all those games, it's kind of the first game, right? We've been getting some good practice though. I think we've been playing him against some decks that I would expect to see at RTNs. I still need like some reps into like Syndra, I guess. Need some Syndra reps. We need some. I think what other good decks there are. Gravy reps definitely. I'll see if I can actually maybe just like try to get a gravy game here after this one. But yeah, I like the spot we're in right now. Having them be on 2 copper is really good. The Cell Sword we don't care about, and then we're sending 15 with the hook on it. Here's kind of like an interesting question, but what point in the game do you start giving up hook? Or like do you start just like YOLO hooking? I feel like for me the answer is I start doing it when I know that there aren't going to be many more hook activations over the course of the game. Like here, for instance, right? Like we take them to 4. All right, so we whiff on this, but that's fine. I'm actually kind of curious they didn't shelter there, but maybe they want to like set up an arsenal thing. But like, I think from this position, we're not really getting much more hooks. Okay, a tie is being troll. Unlucky. Still fine though. We know they're holding on the shelter, which is actually gonna be really annoying for them. So we know we have red Blade Runner, and they have Gogan here, but that's fine. We'll just let them have the gold, right? Yeah, I don't think we can. I can give you a gravy game with me. I like to consider myself an okay gravy. Sure, yeah, we can do it after the game if you want to like send me a DM on Discord. I don't know if you're in the Discord. If I hook here and they block out, it's good for me. Kind of like, yeah, that's basically like kind of the thing I go for. So I'll just let them have the gold here, and then they just have last card shelter, so they can't even crack it this turn. They can sell sword here if they want to. Well, I guess no, they can't even really sell sword, right? Because they need to pitch the shelter. All right, 4-4, and we're gonna just try to blow them up next turn. I need more reps in Gravy and other top decks, but from what I know, my locals meta will be super wide, so I don't know. Well, that's fair. I don't know what I'm expecting a lot of assassin in my meta. Assassin, warrior, probably a decent amount of Gravy, Verdance. I don't know how popular Syndra is going to be. That's like my kind of open question. All right, Shark is like not super relevant here. I think we're just going to like crack all our gold here. Looking more for like a buff, which we do find. But I want to crack one more. One more lets us like throw everything, right? We draw blue. Sweet. We'll even hook this because you know, the mind games, right? So the Taya should be quite annoying here unless they have like double D react, in which case it's like less annoying. So they give us armor. They have 3 armor here, 4 here. Pitch another card 4. So they go to like 2. If they have like double D react, they go to like 2 cards or something like that. I actually don't know what my local scene is going to be like. There's very few RTNs in my area, so I'm almost expecting people to travel for it. But historically, there have been a few good brutes. Yeah, it's mind games. It's mind games. The hook is like doesn't matter here, but they might think it matters, right? Always should do it just in case your opponent kind of forgets. You don't have to remind your opponent that it doesn't trigger, right? You can just do it. Mind game is always important. So I assume they pitch card here to block it out. In which case their hand next turn is probably not very good. I guess they can gold crack though, which is a little scary. Do I have any thoughts about the KO matchup? Supposedly it's actually gotten a lot worse for us. I think KO, if they're running like no fear, gets kind of rough. What good threats do we have left in the deck? We've seen all 3 oaks. We've seen all red harpoons too. Oh Jesus. Okay. So we actually don't have a ton of stuff here. We need to be really careful. We need to be careful that we're not dying to like Blade Flurry or something. So the KO matchup has gotten worse if they're running no fear, which I think a lot of the better decks are maybe running at least two no fears, which gets I think a little bit more suspect. So time to give up the Sea Lice here, which lets us live against Blade Flurry. If they're just saying 2 here, I feel pretty good about this. All right, so what are we looking for here? Definitely want to like try to refresh our gold somehow. They have no armor. I think we're just, what are we cracking gold for, I guess is the question, like Codex. So let's start, I think, like pitching the salvage here. Yeah, we're gonna port side. I think we're just pitching the gold first to see if we find anything like a little bit better. Because we have like 3 Ant Tunic, right? So we can do port side now. Maybe the sequencing is like a little bit off here, but I think I still like kind of doing something like this. So now we can pitch the Codex of Blood Rot, load Red Fin Sen 11. I think it's good, right? Something like this. I guess it does mean we don't have the Ponder token. It's like a little bit awkward. Probably good enough though, or semi good enough. So we force 3 cards here at minimum. Oh, you would Tunic Cracked? Did we actually have like a? So does Tunic Crack do anything for us though? Next card in stack should be blue, but like does blue help? I'm trying to think if blue helped there. Maybe it still would have been good. I think one more card here. All right, I guess we got it. So wait, if we hold on, let me go back. So if we had a yellow, we had 1 floating, right? Well, I think we only had 1 float. Or oh, if we crack blue, we had 1 floating. We had 2. Oh yeah. So if we draw blue, then it does actually let us play Codex Blood Rot. Oh yeah, that's good to actually keep track of. Oh, our top card was Codex though. So if we draw Codex, so if we draw a yellow there, does that like hose us really bad? If we draw a yellow, I think it's the same, right? It's basically like the same play. So I guess in that case scenario it didn't matter, but maybe playing the Codex of Blood Rot is actually like kind of beneficial there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think we're actually like we're like fully at stack, right? Like this was actually I think our last card in stack, if I'm not mistaken, because I thought we pitched. I think we pitched a take game semi early, right? Like this kind of looks like top of stack. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get another. Are we a meta hero? Can I pick the meta lobby? Let's do the non-meta lobby. One day we'll be meta. Trust. All right, I'm gonna pretend to be a meta hero. All right, got a KO. We're not meta, but maybe they'll play it out. We'll see. We're kind of trolling here. We'll be meta one day. Trust. Yeah, it's been a nice chill stream. I think I might go for like another hour, just do a little bit longer stream, just because Tegan's not feeling super good. I got nothing better to do than practice, so probably just go until I get hungry. It's been a fun stream though. Thank y'all for stopping by. What is the hardest thing to master when it comes to playing Marlynn? So the hardest thing to master, in my opinion, is like so the deck you make a lot of decisions, which is like one of the things that I like. Meta, I hardly know her. Fair enough. Our opponent actually might not be. They might be waiting for us to leave. I guess we can leave. That's fine. All right, opponent might be waiting for an actual meta hero. I think we. I think the strat in Dodori actually is to dodge story, so we're gonna just go ahead and do that. All right, let's go. I'll look for some minute. Oh, actually, was someone in chat wanting to play Gravy? We can do a Gravy game. If anyone wants to post a link. Well, let me see if I got a DM. I don't think I've gotten a DM yet. I also post the game in chat if that person wants to. How's Marlin against Pallades? That matchup's like hard. It depends on like what kind of Pallades they are. I think it's more like aggro. I can't in like 5 minutes. Okay, we might do another game in the meantime if that's okay. Just gotta keep the stream going. Oh, Arachne is actually a pretty good one to practice. All right, let's try this. For some reason, I was toying around with the idea of boarding out a Sunken Treasure because I got owned super bad, but I think that's probably still incorrect. So let's do this. Oh, they're putting us on first, which is. Let's see if we can get a quick Marionette game in though. Mostly fatigue, leaning Pallades, running 3 of the life gain, or and such. Yeah, if it's fatigue Pallades, I think it's like a little bit rougher. Alright, let me switch screen. What does this hand want us to do? Hand's like kind of crap, right? I guess we can go for like a Goldfin here if we want to. We need to like discard the other trophy shot though. I feel like there's like a really big downside of this hand, but I think we're gonna go for the risky play anyways. All right, we did get rewarded, kind of. I don't think we can afford to hook here though. But 13 with an arsenal is pretty sweet. I think there's like there's a lot of like risk to that play though. Like if we don't need to blow up the top, it's like pretty abysmal. All right, getting in for 8 plus gold plus ponder is really nice though. So maybe rewarded for not good play, but playing is cool, but playing against her on Talisher is kind of miserable. So many priority windows. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I wonder how much of their dev time is spent like making heroes that are like really annoying to play on Talisher. So that people play it in like paper and stuff. That actually be kind of funny to think about, as if they like intentionally make heroes worse to play on Talisher. All right, we're just like full no blocking this because we don't care, right? All right, you got the leave no. At least the nice part about this is I'm actually gonna block the red fin to get in the graveyard here, but at least we get to give up like the gold bait hook. So at least the nice part here is I don't think they're gonna flick a clave. They're probably just gonna flick the kiss of death. But yeah, there's way too many goddamn priority windows with the Pallades. I wish there was like a way to like turn it off. Question is, are we port siding here? I think if we whiff off the port side, it's like kind of game losing, right? It feels pretty bad. I think I'm just gonna take the safe 11 and no hook. Not yet, at least. They should just make Fab Nadu so that we can be as miserable as MTGO players during that period. That'd be kind of hilarious. God, that was so bad. At least I like heard it like secondhand from a lot of like Magic players. Is it just like it was kind of like just a miserable time to play. A way to just hold priority at end of turn would work perfectly for her. That's actually probably like a good dev feature if someone wants to ping the Talshar guys for it. I honestly don't play on Talshar. I just don't enjoy playing card games on the PC. It gives me a reason to go out of the house and meet folks. I prefer it that way. That makes sense. I feel like a lot of people are like that. Like I know what's his name? I'm blanking on his name for some reason. But anyways, we have like a local who like doesn't play on Talshar at all, which is kind of funny. And he like also does pretty well. The only problem with like not playing on Talishar is it's harder to get like more games unless you have like a dedicated like testing group or something, which I currently do not have. All right, let's see that Yellowfin Harpoon value. So this isn't even that bad for us, right? Unless they have like Kiss of Death in Arsenal, in which case GG's. But otherwise, they're kind of awkward, right? Could be worse for us. Ooh, gas. Oh, Ben, look away. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not actually running this card. I'm running into Talishar marionettes, for one thing. But yeah, Ben, avert your eyes. I'm not running Battering Bolt. Don't judge me. Alright, so you get to draw a card here, which is at least nice for them. But like that hand is like kind of crap. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, Ben, you get the idea. I actually don't think it's like all that bad into a lot. Like, there's this like Hong Kong. Here, I'll talk about this list maybe after. But there's like this like Hong Kong marionette list that was running like a bunch of cards like Infect and like some other stuff. So like I think it actually is kind of reasonable there. I don't know if it's this list though. We'll see. It's like a very distinctive list. Alright, seems good. Am I gonna go for a hook here? It's 13. I think we're gonna start YOLO hooking, especially if they want to like not respect this with blocks. I think I'm at the point now where I want to like if I can force a little bit more tempo in this position, I think giving the hook here makes a bit of sense. Like they might have a hand that like just doesn't have any attacks in it, in which case I want this to have like an actual on hit. Blood Rot's a fucked up on hit. 0 for 5s are good. Yeah, I cut lace. I tried out lace with Blood Rot for like a week or so, and it was fine. So yeah, I think the hook here is actually kind of justified. So what is their hand next turn? I guess it depends if they have like a Orb Weaver or something. Otherwise, this hand like kind of sucks. Okay, but yeah, not much to think about there. They are gonna threaten our arsenal again, which is like a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Double 3, okay. So I think I want to like hold on to the tipple here so they can just like tipple away something. Is there... Alright, this might be an insane play, but what if we like let them, assuming they go for like a Codex here or something, do we like let them take the 3 Oaken Arsenal? I actually don't even know if they can afford the Codex though. So re-equipping the dagger here. So they have to have a way to swing it. So I guess they like have to pitch the Codex here, which is super awkward for them. Then they have Scar Tissue in hand, 1 unknown card in Arsenal. So what is their unknown card in Arsenal, I guess is the better question. The question, I guess, is do we give a Sunken Treasure block here? Because we know that they're going to Scar Tissue just to like get a little extra gold gem going. I think that's kind of reasonable, because we don't actually know if there's going to be follow-up to this, right? And we could... Okay, they have double Leave No Witnesses, so I guess it's not actually worth it. It feels weird doing this, but they're Scar Tissuing here, and they have 1 unknown card, so even if they go, like, follow-up Codex, then we can, like, block Hamstring plus, like, Tunic or something. We're not out of shape. We could even block 5 here, and then double 3 Oak is another play. So they're going to flick here. What does this mean, that they're flicking? Why flick here? Unless they have, like, a Calicera re-equip or something? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, Funnel Web's fine. So let's start by tippling, I think. It's a little greedy, especially if we like don't find an arrow, but we do have a lot of looks. I think I'm even gonna like take at least 1 or 2 gold cracks here. So let's crack 1 gold. Bluefin's good. So at least we know we're not bricking. We'll crack 1 more gold. Alright, Trophy Shot is great. Or no, Trophy Shot. Trophy Shot's fine, right? So Trophy Shot, huh? Interesting. I think we Trophy Shot and we look for another arrow. I think we still have our King Sharks, we still have our crack. I think we're going for like the double 3 Oak line. So we discard Blood Rot, and then we rip hand 3 Oak and then Arsenal 3 Oak. Alright, so this is gonna work out perfectly. Alright, we're gonna prioritize sending the Kraken here though. The overpitch. Like this, I think. Could have held on to like the catch or the pre-med or something. It's currently coming in for 14. I think I'm gonna just keep throwing the hook in front of it though. Again, we're not gonna get many more hook activations here. So it's actually really good we did the double 3-hook there, because otherwise we wouldn't have hit the resources. Double 3-hook's always like good and bad, right? It's bad. It's like bad that you have to like use both, but it's good in the sense that you're like kind of guaranteed to hit something, which is at least like a nice failsafe. For what it's worth, they can blow us out with the flip inertia. They want to go for that, which is probably reasonable, right? So then we put the codex on the bottom. Is shuffling anything good? Probably not, right? So I'm assuming they're gonna flip into oh, they're gonna go Orb Weaver. I guess that makes more sense. Oh, they just had the inertia trap. Yuck. It's still fine here though. So question is whether or not we even want to. I don't even think we want to shuffle, right? Because we know we have 2 codexes still left in the first cycle, right? So I think it's actually worth it to not go for shuffle here. Having access to a shuffle is actually really cool. All right, inertia trap plus 2 the point. All right, our opponent came prepared with the inertias. It's also good because ooh, funny draw 6. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not really thinking about my pitch deck very much here, but I probably should. So their hand was inertia trap. They discarded. They equipped this, and then they have the to the point. So they come in for 8 here. And they didn't have a codex last turn, so I imagine they don't have one here. So I think we just hold the full grip here. I almost feel like this is a T-Toxin arsenal, is my guess. I'm putting my bet on, okay, kind of similar. Scar tissue, I guess. I don't think we knew about the scar tissue, though. It's still fine for us, though. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think we're looking for codex still, right? So we should always start with Tipple I. We have a lot of digs here. Alright, Kraken will probably suffice, right? I think we do this, right? We want a blue plus. I guess, do we need a blue? What if we bottom? Bottom, load, pitch, use tunic. I guess that works out, right? We don't have to like crack another gold. Let's just do it like this. Hey, it's pretty sweet. Right. Close. Tunic. Nice little 14 value turn with the gold generation as well. So they have to give us. They have to give us a lot here. We'll see if we actually should have been on Battering Bolt in this matchup. I'm kind of curious what like list they were running. But the nice part about like the bans on like the Orb Weaver stuff is like this game they kind of were just like super solidifying the other dagger, right? Like you have to be like a lot more careful with it. Which is kind of cool. All right, so we have 6 here. Frailty trap is kind of funny. But it doesn't really matter on us. So I think the frailty trap actually means that this is the Alright, they're going back. Frailty trap to me actually indicates that this is the Hong Kong list, because I think that was kind of unique to it. Let me actually go back to I'll take a look at this game after this game if this is like the exact same list as that. Isn't there a list to like be aware of, I guess? Okay, frailty. So what was the last card in hand? I forget. They blocked with it, right? Like I was leaving it. We do not care. We do have to block though. So let's give them. They click graphene. I guess we're just giving armor here, and then otherwise ignoring it. Seems good. Yeah, this game went pretty well for us though. And the funny thing about like underblocking this is that they can't like reapply the mark. Kind of nice. All right, let's go fishing. This is probably good enough, right? No, we want the codex of blood rot, right? Let's go deeper. We must go deeper. I might have fucked up actually by not holding my horses. I think I like thought I was gonna stop on the goal, but then didn't. Let's go one more. Drop here, we're still in like the same spot. All right, I guess we're always in 13. That's fine. In case they have sigil or whatever, sure. Do I take Jarl or Marlin to Rtn tomorrow? I need to put my big boy pants on and decide. I think it depends what you're practiced on. I think if you're not practiced on either deck, or like if you don't have a ton of reps, I would say play Jarl because it's like an easier deck to play, right? But if you do have reps on Marlin, I think it is pretty solid to bring her. That might be alive here. Okay, no, not alive. Let's take a look at what this deck was. We have the Expose, Kiss of Death, Stains, T-Toxin. So this looks like a maybe slightly modified version of the Hong Kong list. The blue shreds are very distinctive. So let me actually go pull up. So I actually like was doing some research on the marionette lists. So I think like this is I think like a recent like calling top two second place, right? This list is running the Frailty Trap. They were on double infecting, which is interesting. So I guess this wasn't the exact same list, but maybe like a modified version of it. But this list is running like weird cards like Razor's Edge and like a lot more attacks, it feels like. So I was like reverse engineering how they would like potentially board into us, and I think they run like maybe the Kiss of Death in either infect or maybe even the Pain in the Backside into us, and then I feel like they're on a lot more attacks in this board. So in this case, I think they're on 18 attacks, which is like a little bit higher. It's like 18 and 21 on so maybe I still want Battering Bolt in this list. I don't know. It's like close. Sometimes Battering Bolt is just like butt cheeks though. I don't know. Very, very close though. All right. Probably 20 reps on each over the last month. Marlo's more fun, but regardless, I hate assassins. That's fair. I'd say if you're like 20 reps, I'd probably lean towards Jarl just because it's like a little bit easier to play. But if it's more fun to you for you to play Marlin, I just do whatever is fun. Okay, is that person in chat who wanted to give me a gravy game still around? Let me try that out. Did I get a DM? Let's check. Oh, is it looking for games? Me it is. Okay, I think I have a new game. Go ahead and pull that. So let's try this. See if they're still around. All right, they are still around. Cool. So let's do the gravy plan. So it's kind of like awkward because like if the gravy knows you're on fatigue, it's like a lot more difficult. They're gonna go first, so I think we can't afford to run the Crown of Providence, unfortunately. Yeah, so let's actually maybe like fat deck even a little bit harder. So let's actually go like 69. So they're on 61 here, which maybe means they're still running like the Remembrance and stuff. I think if you know your gravy, it's kind of interesting. If you know your gravy opponent's on the fatigue plan, you can actually kind of like play towards that a little bit. Let's go ahead and block on the yellow pin. So you can still potentially fatigue this. We'll see. Probably gonna end up honing hood something in. Kind of fun. Just because we currently don't have like a way to load. Ooh, double rigor is spooky. So actually the fun thing here, so we honing hood, right? We can load the hamstring face down, right? Yeah, it's face down. So if we actually draw like a reload, we could end up clearing both the rigors. Yeah, pretty good start from them. I guess the downside of them, or like the upside of them doing this. Okay, we found our salvage. A little bit awkward. Wait, actually, no. Do we have a yellow? No, we do. Okay, that's fine. So in this case, we just send hamstring trigger. I guess we can pump it if we want to, but our hand's like kind of fine. Alright, so let's give it a go again just for funsies. Let's pitch. We want to hold on to the seafloor, right? Probably. So unfortunately, no way to like double clear here, but that's okay. Oh, switch scene. Oh, thank you. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. Thank you. I need to get better at it. I need to see if there's like a way to like automatically set up a bot to do that. Or I just have chat tell me. Maybe that's a better solution. Yeah, it's so hard to keep like that's the one downside with the new stream setup is like it's hard for me to remember sometimes. Like I wonder if there's some way to use like OBS to detect what the browser window like URL is, and then based on that like switch between the two scenes. I don't know if OBS is like that complicated though. All right, we are running Reacts, which is at least nice for us. So we're gonna say no blocks on this. So ideal scenario here is we can just like take a little bit of damage off the oh, that Blood Molar being on top is like real rough. So I think I'm actually supposed to take a bit of damage here because what I want to do is I want to like tipple. And it's not even good though because I don't think they're gonna play on an ally here. We can block a little bit, I think. It's like awkward. Alright, so we get the rigor swing. I guess we block 3 here. I think we block 3 here and then like just send King Kraken at rigor. Or do we send Tipple at rigor? Actually, we probably block through the sunken the C4 salvage instead, so we can arsenal the elephant. I guess I want to play around like fearless to some extent. Yeah, there's probably some way to do it in OBS. I need to do some more research on it. All right, let's go ahead and take care of rigor mortis and then arsenal the elephant. I think there's also some merit to arsenaling Tipple, but like I don't know, kind of mid. I know they have Blood in the Water in their next hand, which is kind of good for us. All right, Endless has been found. That's also good. And we know Blood in the Water is the last card in hand. So in this case, we're actually going to find doing this, I think. Get rid of the Endless and just hold the Codex. Still waiting for some gravy to pull out the Blue Pummel and I lose. Blue Pummel is pretty sweet. I think we're just passing back here. Because we know, again, that they have Blood in the Water still in hand. And we're not quite at the point in the game where we're going to try to like pivot. This is interesting. I think I'm unironically just sending 4 here. So I'm doing this to IP with the Sunken Treasure in case they have like one of like the attack action ways to discard ally. Making sure you get like full value Sunken is like really important in this matchup. Like if you can get any amount of value, it's like really good, right? I'm kind of surprised to see the Jittery Bones block. I guess that kind of makes sense. Well, they still have the Blood in the Water in hand, right? Maybe. What do we have? We still have a Kraken in the bin, so we can even just go like aggro next turn if we want to, if they take another off turn. Alright, another off turn has been accomplished, sure. So I think in this case, I don't like discarding the other Endless, so I think what we actually want to do here is like pull Tunic, discard Take Aim, and then Arsenal the Endless. So we're not going to like fully pivot to going like the aggro game plan. But making sure we have the Endless here I think is important. Get the Kraken to at least force some fatigue value out of them. Right, there's the blood. They do have to give us like one more thing, right? Alright, Sunken Treasure is good for us. Last card is Fearless plus Conqueror. Okay, that seems good. So their hand kind of is non-functional next turn. And then we might actually want to arsenal the Hammy here if we know that they're not going to send they're not going to send anything like big. So now we can I guess we're like pitching the Codex, so they're still holding on to that Conqueror, which is like mildly concerning. I guess we can make it like cost one more. Here. So they're doing a good job of taking off turns against us, which I think is important. Like we have the Gold Kiss Rum set up as well. We have seen 2 conks out of the way though, so that's pretty big for us. And we all are also on no gold, which is good. Side. Good. Alright, we got the Anka. That's going to be our clear target. Then we know about the Conqueror. And then I'm assuming it's going to be like Conqueror, play out Anka. Probably the play. I do want to be careful and not like overuse my codexes though. So we'll crack the gold there. I'm assuming they have the blue. So if they have 2 blues plus Conqueror, that does it, right? I mean, they need to crack a little bit harder. Right, so they drew Riches, which means it's pretty cool that Marlynn can tech to fatigue some matchups since the cannon has a lot of value. Awesome, I get to see Endless Plan in action. Yeah, this is kind of the strat. Again, it very much depends on also like what your gravy opponent is doing. Oh, they might have forgotten about the hamstring here. Oh, the hamstring is actually coming in clutch, right? Gonna say, I guess they can still dead threads, which is it's okay. Is there merit here? Oh, they're gonna maybe go a little bit deeper. Going for the hook. So they can still swing Anka after this. They were just given the full hand here, right? I almost like want to hold on to Loan Shark just to like get a little bit of gold going, but like it's so easy for them to steal it back. And we have like Endless already kind of like set. Tempting though. I don't think it's worth the 3 life though. Probably not. Yeah, the plan for this matchup is to put your hand sideways basically every turn, and then hope that Endless can kind of do some work. Like, imagine your cards just have no text other than blocking, basically. Alright, so we got a little bit more resources set up, but we also have 2 Conquerors out of the way. We haven't had to give armor for them, which is really nice. So, like, we're doing a good job denying the resources here. That being said, it's always gravy, so they can have pretty big spike turns still. It kind of depends like what they still like what they have in this board. If they're like more fatigue oriented with like the Whaler Remembrance, it definitely does get a little bit tighter. But if they're on like the React plan and not like fatiguing, then it gets really good for us. All right, another Loan Shark. That's fine. Yeah, the Endless Plan is like it's worse against good gravies, but it's better against like it's better against gravies who like don't know what you're doing, right? I guess it's like the main takeaway. I think this is a scenario where we actually want to go off endless, right? We have one codex left. So like we can arsenal the king shark here, and then like we're kind of forcing them to give us cards. There's like an ebb and flow to this matchup, but I think it is still probably correct to force blocks here. Like the nice thing about sending endless here is you're forcing your opponent to block it, right? Which means that they're like going down on cards in deck, and they're also not having like a bigger turn next turn, which means like this gets better, right? This Anka ability stuff endless arrow coming back to hand. I think you might be thinking of what is Anka's abilities? You can't draw cards, so you're not like drawing endless arrow, if that makes sense. Let me pull up. Here, I can switch to the other screen. But Anka is the one that prevents you from like drawing a card, right? For Anka. It just prevents you from drawing one or more cards. So like the endless going back to hand doesn't like redraw it to hand, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's like kind of tricky. So like, imagine like we had Trench in this scenario, right? We could have like sent the King Shark, but we're gonna be able to like force them to block the endless and then send the King Shark anyways, right? So like Trench doesn't actually end up doing all that much. And if they go for like a chum here, then we just like keep clearing until we find another endless. If they don't go for it, then we just send a King Shark, right? But yeah, pretty important to always make sure that you're like keeping an arrow here. So we're in like a little bit of a risky spot where we did opt to go off endless, so now we have to like kind of apply a bit more pressure. But we still are finding our arrows, which is at least nice. All right, and we take nothing here. That's fine. We have basically forced them to walk with this well, which is kind of good. Oh, Sunken's nice. The sub ally stuff. Yeah, the super slam ally does work on that though. I think. Yeah, let me double check that. What is the hold on, let me search ally. What is that one called? I'm not gonna switch screens. Give me one sec. What is that other ally called? Am I missing it? Yeah. No, I saw it for a second. No, I'm missing it. Where is it? Why can I not find that ally? I know what it looks like. Oh, Gallo. Gallo, that's the one. Discard a card with Water Grave. It's on in turn. Effects controlled by opponents don't trigger. Exit. Yep. Yeah, that one works. Yeah, Gallows. Sorry, I just forgot what the name was. I have to play out Chum. Now we keep pivoting back to the like fatigue plan, basically. The Mage Master boots, they can play out Sawbones here, and that would get around Sunken, which is good for them. So they made a gold this turn, did they? Probably gonna want to take a little bit of damage here. So let's not block Sunken just yet. Maybe we can block Sunken. Because if they go here, block Sunken. I think this works out actually, right? Because we're going to be blocking with Hook probably anyways on the next thing, assuming they go for it. We'll turn over the ley line. Oh, you saw someone open it next to me at World Premiere, so I'll always remember the card. That makes sense. They made a gold here, or they did not make a gold here? I can't remember. So we're gonna kill Sawbones as a priority since it's like more damage. And then we're gonna Arsenal to take game, which should let us hopefully kill the Chum on the next turn. You can kill it either with Endless or like a Codex, which I think we still have one of each left. We could actually, if we draw enough blues, we can shuffle in some Endlesses back, which is probably beneficial. Just need to keep them off stuff here. Might have gotten a little bit greedy going for that unless that one turn. Definitely possible. Alright, Sawbones down. We still have a lot of allies to work through, though. It's a little bit concerning. So you've seen like 6 of the allies. Also not seen any like Call of the Graves. Hoping that we can maybe get some sunken treasure value here at some point. They're playing very smart by playing their allies out first. Alright, so they conk here. Yep, seems pretty good. So the nice thing is we can like take aim a Goldfin. And they have not made a gold, so it's like kind of risky to go for stuff here. At least I don't think they made a gold, right? Let's turn over their. What do we want to turn over? This Loan Shark's like fine. Alright, last conk is also good. Then I can swing with like Sawbones here. I think if they went for hook, I would definitely try to break. In this case, I think what we want to go for. Oh, they still have go again, I guess, which isn't. Alright, so we're gonna take a little bit of damage. We do want to prevent the hook. Oh, they have the Avasti still. Oh, awkward. I guess them like taking our gold is like, more important though, right? So now they do get the free hook. Forgot about the Avasti. Alright, so now we give them battering plus hook. Take game a Goldfin at the Sawbones. Let this guy live. Oh, then we Arsenal Tipple. Still not going too bad for us. We should still have 2 red reacts left in the deck, plus the Conquerors are all out of the way. Remember, some of the Conquerors could be rough, though. Let's do this. I'm like halfway tempted to even get rid of the Tipple here. Sawbone. I feel like our ally clearing has at least been going like moderately well. One thing to also keep track of is at a certain point, it's kind of like fine to let them have an ally for a little bit. So I think what I want to keep here, the riches might make it a little bit hard to hold on to stuff here. Let's see. You can definitely still do some scary stuff here. Gravy. Vigor is pretty good. So we might need to leak damage just to make sure we're kind of on top of the allies here. Which means we might end up having to go up this gold, which is also kind of awkward. Alright, Leyline's pretty good. Plus the Rab. So I don't think we care about this, right? Take 6, we get a 17. Take a little bit of damage here. We just need to make sure we're holding on to cards. Right, so Rigor does not have Gogan here, which is at least nice. So Rigor can get cleared by... Well, the issue is obviously the Chum, right? So I think in this case, what we actually do... Or no, we want to Arsenal the Battering Bolt. So we do like this. No, but then we have to like pull Tunic, which is awkward. I don't think there's like a clean way to do... Or I guess the cleanest way would be we have to like give blocks here. This is awkward. So what we could also do is go off an Arsenal. But I think staving off the damage is important. So we go off an arsenal here. We kill or we attempt to kill Rigger. Do something like this. We do just kind of have to like stave off the spike turn. Oh, discarding a Swabby too. Interesting. So we're pitching the battering to try to kill Rigger here. We'll see how it goes because I think they still have like 1 or 2 fearlesses still alive. And we can't take priority, or we can't like do anything before this, unfortunately, because of the chum. It's maybe a lesson that Golden Tipple and Arsenal is actually kind of awkward. Okay, so this hand. What do we want to do? We could honestly even just like block out on this hand, depending on how their turn goes. Like, we don't necessarily need to kill chum as like a priority. Like, Swabby's probably a bigger priority, right? Another Ravel's pretty good. So I think that's the last ley line too, because I think we turned over a ley line, right? So we're going to 11. Starting to get a little dicey. You have 1 block here as like a hedge. But we should be able to block 6 anyways here, so this will be fine. So I think that's the last of most of their go wide stuff, other than the Gold Kiss from. How many Avastis, I guess, have we seen? Seen 1 Avasti, so I guess they still have like Avasti and stuff. So they still got a lot of go wide. They are off gold too. There's some good things here for us for sure. Swabby will demand 9 cards, or man, oh, they have sloops too. Right, that's a little unlucky. Oh yeah, so this is gonna be a pretty big turn. The issue here is gonna be the Gold Kiss. Yeah, the Swift Water Sloops actually might be too much to deal with. We could. I think we still have to like. Problem is, there's no real efficient way to clear the Swabby though, right? And then they get to keep this around for next turn. Yeah, this is really bad for us actually. I think the strat actually might just be like block out and try to find Codex. I guess there's no reason to block out on this one though. You can block like 7 go. We might be just be cooked from this position. I think the strat here is actually to just block out as much as possible, since they're already going to be able to double ally swing, and then just try to find our last Codex or Endless. Yeah, this is a really good turn from them. And them not hooking this also makes it kind of annoying. So you swing 4 here, take the gold. I guess we could have actually like held 3 block plus 1 here. Is that better? Yeah, it probably is better, right? Alright, so we're kind of taking the turn off here. So we've got to hope that they don't have like another really big spike turn. We can like slow the game enough to kill this Swabby. I think we're kind of in a good spot. Three could actually be the way to slow. Or no, it's still not going to be good enough here, right? Because they have Call to the Grave. I guess they could. They didn't Call to the Grave the back alley though, which is at least nice. All right, now they're going to call it. Yeah, that makes sense. So double Swabby swing, I think. Assuming that's what it's going for. All right, so that'll cook us here, unfortunately. So let's actually kind of take a look at how they're boarded. I'm kind of curious. Because this wasn't like full fatigue, or this wasn't like fatigue oriented because they did have the blood in the water, but they might have just been running the 1 of. And this is kind of like the downside of the fatigue plan is against my opponent's a pretty good gravy here, I think. I think against like the better gravies it doesn't really work out as well. it's not like cursed. Like I think that it depends on what your opponent is like teching for. So like, if you take a look at their deck, I guess they aren't even running their Remembrance Whaler stuff, right? They're just running the 3 Blood in the Waters. So I think there was a world there where we actually kind of like can do that there. But I think that actually they're on one of Swiftwater Sloop. That's kind of interesting. I feel like the Sloop turn is what really killed us. Because like the rest of their deck is like kind of manageable. I think also going off Endless there is pretty good. And back, I hope your performance is very good actually. So you weren't on like the full fatigue plan, but you were on more of like the kind of go wide plan, which I think ended up being pretty good to us. I wonder if I misplayed that one turn by like going off Endless. Maybe I should have just like kept on to that, like held on to that for dear life, as opposed to like firing it for 11. I think there are a lot of like scenarios where that's good. Yeah, I think it's interesting here. I think also like the double, like going first, setting up double rigor mortis is also pretty rough for us. Because like if we go first, we get to run Crown of Providence, which is also quite nice. I don't know. I think there's still like a lot of back and forth in this matchup. I don't think it's like completely cursed though. But yeah, that was a fun one. Thank you for the practice though. That was actually very helpful. Okay, let's see if we can find another game. Looking for the best deck in format. Are we the best deck in format? Let's take a look. Well, how much actually? If we go back, how much damage was that? Let me switch screen. I think the moment they put 2 allies and we won't clear, it's hard. Yeah, that for sure. That's true. We can get some more Kasai practice. I think it's worth it. This will probably be the last one because I think we're on like the 3-hour point. Let's cut our rebels. I don't even think it was the double ally was definitely rough on turn 1. My deck also has way too many turns where I was forced to set up, so I was like, I'm just gonna get there or I'm not. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I think trying to think if there was like a necessary like mistake on our side or if it was just kind of like a good gravy roll. I think it was maybe a little bit of both. Also people were dogging me for the Swiftwater Sloop, but man, I love that. That card is actually like really good into our strategy, right? Because just having another like way to like go wide on that turn is like really good. All right, let me switch screens. Like having more go wide into Marlynn is definitely very beneficial. All right, putting this to the graveyard. there's a little message here that says no copper. That's kind of funny. I don't know if I can turn off the overlay. But it apparently says no copper if you don't have any copper for the blood on our hands. Right, so they were just cycling the port side here. What do we got Arsenal for next turn? Probably the then. Also Arsenal hamstring. I think I'm gonna lean towards. It's interesting. There is like a decision point here. Or no, sorry, I didn't want to do that. I'm done. Doing the same thing. Load this. I think we're arsenaling Bluefin this early in the game. Just having like a Harpoon Descent is pretty relevant. Yeah, I feel like if Gravy has 2 or 3 turns of 2+ attacks into Marlin, it's like hopeless. Yeah, that's kind of like the it's like the metric for success is like how wide their turns can go, right? So like if they're doing more like D-reacts into us, it's like better for us, right? Because they can't set up those like go wide turns as easily. That's really like what kills us a lot of time is just like attack, ally attack, and then if you don't have an arsenal, it's like pretty rough. I think that one turn where we got like kind of exploded, wasn't it like 4 attacks or something like that? Or like 3 or 4. Pretty good. Blue hit and run. It could theoretically Kasai in the next activation, so we're probably not going to block this one. I also don't know what's up with the hot streak. I don't know actually when they bring in hot streak versus like double saber. Oh, they do want to Kasai. I don't know about hopeless. I definitely play Gravy a lot more aggressively than you think, and some people just aren't prepared for it. If they yeah, unless yeah, exactly what I was saying, right? Like if you're not being proactive into Marlin and they're on the like fatigue strat, it gets a lot better. Okay, they're just gonna pump with the Great Forge here. So we're just gonna pass on this. And then port side, refresh gold, see what's up next turn. Catch of the day. Could be good. I think we might as well fire, right? Hook. And what is this? 13? It's not bad. Yeah, it definitely like depends on like how prepared the gravy is into fatigue, I think. Yeah, like very aggressive gravy I think is like a lot better than just like this kind of like back and forth like tempo gravy, I guess. I think it kind of makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like playing Marlin, but better, right? Because you get allies. But yeah, the kind of like aggro gravy thing is. Alright. Lots of triggers. Yeah, it's just that I feel like gravies in my area when they sniff an Alpha Fatigue, they just play like you did, setting up for the go wide. Yeah, that's true. It depends how like well prepared your gravy opponents are. I think if they're like pretty well prepared, then it gets a lot tougher. I also didn't take a look at their what was their hand? Their hand was like unsheathed plus sink below plus yellow or something. Or like yellow slice or something. I guess we're gonna find out here because I think they're gonna pitch or sharpen senses. Into fatigue you're forced to. If you're doing the go wide thing, they'll lose every time. Yeah, makes sense. I think we're just letting this connect here, right? There's no real reason to block. Plus, we could always have the opportunity to steal the gold back at a later point. I wonder why they're running Tunic in this matchup over the grains. I don't know if Tunic Kasai is like a different thing than like a other variants, I guess. Tunic, probably popping Tunic. Oh, for Brave Torch maybe. That makes sense. Good. So we actually kind of have a funny play here. Or no, it's not that funny, right? Or we can't actually do that. I think. I was thinking we could like Sea Life and then Codex Blood Rot, put a gold pin in our arsenal and shoot that after, but I don't think that works. So we need to do this, pull Tunic, hope for some blues here. That kind of works. God, is it actually like insane to pitch the 3-0 here? I actually don't think it is. No, that is insane. That's totally insane. Right? I was almost thinking like holding the Kraken is like better than the 3-0, but I don't think that's true. I guess we can give it a go again for funsies. Yeah, Gravy is pretty good at fatiguing himself. Especially if you're like find yourself in a position where you like you have to block with like an awkward card or something. The deck does fatigue like fairly easily if they're not like very careful. I know we are off that game, but are gravies bringing all the reacts from Remembrance and Whaler to Marlin? That feels wrong. I think some of them are, depending on how how they think you're boarded, right? Like if the fatigue plan becomes like more prominent, then the gravies will basically like if they fat deck Whaler, I think it's like pretty bad for Merlin. But if they're running like if they're doing the fat deck plan and cutting like D-Reacts and stuff, then the like swell the drop the anchor plan gets a little bit better, right? So it kind of depends. Hoping the Ataya here is like mildly annoying. We'll see. They do have to pitch, so that's nice. All right, Ty doing some work here. Blood Falls Blade, Precision. Okay, well that's easy to play around at least. But we Arsenal the 3 Oak. Oh, they're gonna crack gold here though. Interesting. Oh. And we're still probably just gonna give like Sea Lice on the first thing, right? Oh, this is my fault. Rose is a local. Well, they played it really well. Let's give this Sea Lice here. So you could have like Blade Flurry off the top, but I don't think we care. All right, this is nice. But yeah, I think like if the gravy is like kind of prepared for what you're doing, it gets a lot worse for you. Since we have the 3 Oak, I almost want to just like give this to like get a card overhand and just kind of get our little couple points of value here. Feels weird blocking, but I feel like the vibes on cracking gold here are kind of bad. Let's go for the tip into 3 Oak. Nice, so we can Arsenal catch the day for next turn. Bait hook, send 11. No point in shuffling, right? Yeah, our shuffle is like kind of pointless. Alright, so we're looking for Kraken, Codex, any of our battering bolts, just not all together, hopefully. Listen here, old man, I was tired of losing to you. That's fair. Ben's a menace. Azalea PTSD, fair. I feel like Marlyn's a lot more fun to play than Azalea. At least in my humble opinion. It feels like they're like Azalea was like so redline, right? Like I don't know. Redline decks aren't super fun for me. I like pitching things. Pitching is fun. I love fatiguing gravy, but Jarl do be doing that, you know? That's true. Jarl can fatigue, but like they even have like a lot of counterplay for Jarl fatigue, right? But you have to blow up Compass like super early, and even then they still have like a bit of game just by like generating like Gold Kiss and stuff. Yeah, I might end up playing a little bit of Jarl later this PQ season if the first RTN doesn't go super well. We'll see. I made a gold this. Yeah, I did make a gold. I always like have to check like how the fuck did I make a gold? Why I'm activating hook? Should just know it, but it's hard to keep track of some. All right, Left Falls Blade, Sharp Consensus, sure. So we might end up just giving like Tunic here. Depends what our hand is, I guess. This is nice. Give our armor, they presumably go for the Blood Falls, or they just arsenal it, which is also fine. Biggest issue is they stack 3 boot, 3 ley line, otherwise it's pretty winnable with Compass up. Yeah, makes sense. Like, it's like... They still have so much agency. Gravy might be like the highest agency deck I think I've ever seen. It's kind of wild. I feel like cracking gold here is awkward. I feel like our hand's like kind of fine enough. I don't know. Kind of being a little bit lazy here. I want to save gold for the 20 harpoon turn as opposed to like just making like a 12 harpoon, a 15 harpoon or whatever. An issue here is they still have like a lot of armor to work with. Like we're doing a good job on the tempo game, but like we need to start like breaking through some of this. I feel like the disruption game has not been going particularly well. I don't know if they're on draw swords. It's kind of interesting. Like maybe that's what the tunic's for, is for the blade runners and stuff. And this is why I love my undead friend unless you're playing Dory. I bet Dory. Oh, Dory. Gravy is like cursed. I can see that. Dory's one of those heroes that I wish I had all the cards for, and then I'd probably give her a shot. But like, I feel like a lot of those cards are like kind of expensive now. Maybe. I miss Azalea, but Marlyn's very fun. When Marlyn's doing her thing, every turn it's basically the same. It just that Azalea is more consistent. Yeah, that's like Marlyn's ultimate problem, right? It's just consistency. Like it feels so bad to send like a Goldfin Harpoon. Like when you could be like disrupting your opponent or whatever. Like you don't have like the same like guaranteed disruption that like Azalea had, right? Alright, we get our ponder here. Pre-med's great. This hand is sus. So I don't think we can do anything here. I think we just send 12. And then Arsenal big game trophy shot. So we're kind of just like time walking-ish. Because I think I just want to set this up for next turn, right? I started running Millers to help since Kasai cannot win a clash. That's kind of fun. And Jarl. I can see it. Okay, Outland, Nourishing, Precision Press. Interesting. They might be going for a Nourishing on us, which is kind of sucks. I guess we are still battering here. Was battering the right choice? Probably still fine. So the funny thing is, they can't. If we block this, they can't, or they can Nourishing, but they can't swing Saber again. Yeah, getting them 3 copper feels like so bad here. But maybe we just gotta like say fuck the copper. We don't care. I think that might be the play. I think we can't block here. Go to 14, we give them 3. They go for Nourishing, it's good. If they don't go for Nourishing, it's awkward. Or no, if they don't go for Nourishing, it's actually fine for us, right? Huh. Yeah, I think we're just taking this. Fuck the copper is the British ACAB, true. They have to go for Nourishing here, right? Yeah. Figured. Oh, they're going for gold crack. What the fuck? Wait, why are we cracking gold here? That doesn't make any sense, right? Unless they just want to find something for hot streak. I don't see the line here. If they draw a red here, don't they just like lose? Kind of. I think they did draw. Super weird. Said 14 on the batter. I think this is another case of we ball, right? All right, 5 copper. Just don't drop blood in our hands. We've actually seen 2 already, so they only have 1 more. That's actually kind of good info. All right, let's go for it. Super, it's good. I think I'm gonna crack a little bit more gold because finding another buff here is pretty beneficial. Not that one though. Why am I cracking gold? Actually, I probably shouldn't crack gold. I think we're gonna stop here actually. So let's just go for the 14 Arsenal Codex and sit on 2 gold. I think is fine. This should still demand a lot of cards, right? Oh, I need to catch up on chat. Looks like we're talking about some warrior matchups or something. Oh. So they give us armor here. 3 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of reacts, or I guess we have seen a lot of reacts from them. They just banished them. We saw like 1 with each Sink and Fade. Oh, and Shelter, okay. Yeah, they're prepared. Alright, double Shelter's fine-ish. They at least had to give us armor on top of it, which is cool. Are they cracking balance, though? No crack, not bell. Or did we even draw enough cards for them? I think we did, right? This next can could use a gold crack to help fix. I think our opponent wants to go back and crack balance, by the way. Yeah. Also, a lot of people try before like inviting to chat. You can just like try to undo, and most people will just let you have it, right? You don't need to like ask me. It's kind of fine. Today's the second person today that's been like inviting me to chat to do that. All right. This Kasai game is a lot closer. I feel like. We need gold crack to blue here, which should be pretty easy with the lunch arc. Hopefully. Kind of red though. It's awkward. Still have 2 Krakens left in the deck is kind of suspect. I feel like the Krakens were not flowing very well this game. Nourishing seems good. No blocks, right? I think we can afford to. I feel like the Nourishing Kasai is actually like I haven't seen a ton of Nourishing from Kasai lately, but it feels like it's actually like pretty good into us. We just like don't have a way to block. Bruh. Reroll? Time? This is kind of suspect. The Codex also, I feel like not lining up is pretty bad for us too. They're gonna go for the Kraken here. Yeah, I feel like their plan was like a little bit better into us, I think. I mean, we could still just like end up ripping a non-attack here, but I feel like my odds are pretty low given that they're on. Looks like all 90 reacts plus the nourishing, plus some number of also reacts. Kasai is always like blocking 15, still having 3 cards in hand. It's true. Yeah. Come on. Give us the brave for. Maybe they're just gonna take this. Go to 1. That's scary. Boy. I feel like take the blue is correct, right? That makes their draw swords worse. I think we're just like dead though, right? Block 10, send 10, yeah. I think we're taking the trot here just so it makes the draw swords more painful. I think we might be dead though. Tipple, I guess is fine. So double draw. So their hand, they pitch the draw swords. They play unsheathed. They send 7 on the first one, which we need to block. Oh, they're not even gonna go for the draw swords here. Okay, well, we at least know everything's like face up, kind of. Can we even keep any cards here? I guess is the better question. So I think the answer is no, right? Yeah, Tipple and Arsenal is really awkward. So I think we're dead. Block here, block here, block here. We take 3. They send another. I guess they're only sending 1 on the back. So hold on. Does that actually change the math at all? What if we block here, here, here? Bump to 4. That doesn't work, right? We need to actually block with the 3 block here, unfortunately. Awkward, awkward. So I guess the best thing we can actually do here is just hold on to yellow. But then they can actually Brave Forge here, right? And that will basically kill us. Unlucky, I think. Unlucky. We're basically like 1 off, right? Ish. Maybe like a little bit more. But yeah, now they close chain, pitch, draw swords, and hot streak. Assuming that they want to like that in lethal. Oh, they're not going to go for it. Right, wait, there's a chance. We have a 3 left in the deck. All right, no, this is not. It's not over yet. I think they messed up. So let's go for. All right, let's play to our outs here at least. So they have to block this, which is nice. All right, we got a blue, which is great. So now our out is 3 oak. This is great. About as good as we can ask for, right? Because like otherwise we just like don't have any play, right? All right, need something here. 3 oak on time. Do we stop here? No, I don't think we can afford to stop, right? Pass. We need to draw 3 oak. Like I think that's our only out, right? Or I think red harpoon would also do it, which we still have 1 kraken left. There we go. Let's fucking go. Insane. Come on, one time. Is Sleep Dark good enough? I mean, it's gonna have to be, right? There's no real alternative play. Okay. That's kind of insane. Bottom. The problem is also that one turn we had to like pitch all our codexes. They gave us an out. They totally had the way to like basically guarantee that we're not in the game, but we them not actually buffing off the Brave Forge means we're back in the game, right? Like I don't think this like still wins, right? Because they can still kind of get us with the like if they're able to like keep any cards in hand here, it's still really bad for us, right? Like this is our only way back in the game. It's kind of cool. It's kind of gaming, but it's also kind of not gaming because like so probably they gave us the opportunity to do this, which is kind of funny. I think if we like didn't have that one turn where we pitched like 3 codexes, it would have been a lot better for us, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Some awkward draws this game. Right, we're kind of back in it ish. Oh, but we're gonna like probably die to the loan shark, right? Oh, maybe not. So they draw swords. We have to give 5 there. How do we win from this position? Or no, yeah, we die to it next turn. That's what I meant. Yeah. All right, now we're like actually dead though, right? Because like this getting go again is really bad. Unlucky. So actually in this case, I guess we play out Loan Shark to not die immediately. We borrow from the mob to make sure the mob doesn't kill us. That's wise. So now we have to play the Loan Shark. Discard a gold. Yeah, I think we're like dead from this position. I think this like the main factor of this game was that one turn we had to pitch like 2 codexes to play a codex. I guess we can like Arsenal open here and like hope to block out or something. Something like that. Alright, we're cooked here. Ain't no way. We can maybe block with the Taya and then block with like riches on another thing. That might be the way to actually stay in this. Unlucky. I think our opponent's deck is interesting. They're on like the 9. How many reacts? So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming we're on like 9 reacts or something. We're close. Relatively close game. Maybe there was an opportunity earlier in the game to like crack gold so we're crushing more damage. I feel like the one turn we had with the gold was like pretty good though. I don't know. This is probably too much to block, right? I think we're like dead, right? Still dead. All right, that was a pretty good one to end it on, though. We'll let them hit us for 8. Yeah, I think this deck's still really good. Like, what was our record actually? Let's take a look. We'll give them the GGs though. But yeah, they're on I think 1, 2, 3. They have one in pitch. Let me actually check. I think there are 8 reacts. 8 reacts unless I'm miscounting. No, actually, No, we're on all 9. Okay. So yeah, that's a little bit rougher for us. I think the Kasai's not on all 9, and it gets a little bit better. They almost bricked there, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think that we had to get it out there, but the double Codex turn, I think, like, kind of ruined us, right? All right, that was pretty good one to end on. Any questions on the deck, I guess, before I go? Let me actually, like, turn on over the other screen. But yeah, let me know if there are any, like, questions on the deck that I can, like, answer before I drop off, but I'm probably going to go make dinner with Tegan, and Tegan's probably not feeling too good still. But yeah, let's actually take a look at our record. I'm kind of curious. So today, my results. Let's look at distribution. So we lost to Kasai, lost to Gravy. That's reasonable. We beat Marionette, we beat Kasai, beat Jarl, beat Silio, beat Verdance, beat Kasai. And then this Silio game. Oh, no, sorry. Kasai and Silio from yesterday. So we actually had like a pretty good spread today, I think. So if we're 5-2, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good, at least for RTN practice, right? If you're 5-2 in RTN, you do have a chance of top 8 depending on where your losses is are. So yeah, but GG's everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. But yeah, we're probably gonna wrap it up in a second here, unless any questions in chat. Yeah, it's a calling day 3, or calling day 2, I assume, right? Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, I'm probably gonna maybe practice some more offline. I have an RTN on Sunday, so that's what I'm really practicing for. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Yeah, I assume you meant day 2. Yeah, you're good. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I'll probably sign up for now. And yeah, we'll probably do some more fun stuff next week. I think what we're gonna do on Monday. That's a good question. We might do like some Silver Age stuff. We can either do Silver Age, or there was like a fun Goliath list that I actually want to try out as well. So one of the two things. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see y'all next time.